It was fine for me because I've seen the shows and I know what happens, but there were so many fucking people in that theater.
We're live, Dylan. I'm pretty sure it says we're live.
Are we live? I don't see anything. Oh shit, we're live.
I told you. I warned you. Hello, everyone. We should have some people listening at the very least. I see Brayton. I see Toho Society. I see Cody. Hey guys, if you are still currently listening, these chats were put in. We're 2 minutes late, Cody. Come on. It's alive. Where is David? I mean, he should be here. He's telling us to hurry. We've been here.
Yeah, this is not supposed to be a live DFOS, so it's supposed to be a live SOS. They need to.
Yes. So to give Andres and David a few minutes,
Dave's drunk. Dave's drunk.
Okay, good. Well, we're gonna give them a few minutes to get their shit together, and we are going to play something that a dear friend of ours, Mr. Brayton, Mr. Brayton Connor, who's in the comments, of course, he created, or he must have made it earlier today because it uses footage from a thing I shot earlier today. So I'm going to play that while they take a few minutes to get their shit together. Dylan, if you'll please mute your microphone. I am going to do that now.
Yes. Hold on.
And here we go. This will be the intro for SOS 100. Okay.
So that was pretty sick, but the audio didn't work.
No, I had a theory that maybe that was the case. Let's try something. Let's try something else. I'm gonna plug my headphones in, and maybe that'll do the trick. I don't know. I mean, I played it with the speakers on, so I don't know why it didn't come through.
Yeah. I'm seeing some I'm seeing some mullet related comments. Bill, do you want to address the audience about your hair controversy? Well, now you're muted. That's weird.
Wait, I'm muted now?
You were a second ago, but now you're not.
Oh, okay. See, this is already like falling apart. Everybody here, if you go on the Facebooks and you go to my timeline, you'll be able to watch the video with the audio. So I think that might be your best bet, because I'm not sure how to do this while we're going, and we're already going. So yeah, Brayton, if you want to link that, that would definitely be our best bet. So I would definitely appreciate that. So let me address the mullet. It's not a mullet. It's just that my front is pushed back by my hat. So if you see it here, it's very long and it covers up my eyes. So that's why I have to wear it back. So that's why it's like that. So deal with it. Yeah. So there we go. Mullet gate is over. I'm sorry. It's more like the shaggy dog gate. Dylan, I am definitely still echoing on your end, pal. I don't know if the audience can hear that, but I certainly can.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do about that, though.
It's just another one of the many issues that are cropping up in this. But I don't think anything that's going to cripple us. Well, Adam can hear us. Adam Wooford down there, so that's something. Somebody compared me to Gene Wilder. I don't think his hair was that long ever. Like this is beyond that.
Your hair has the craziness of a Gene Wilder, but the length is excessive even by his standards.
I do definitely have to get a haircut, but I don't know. I like it. That's the thing. Like I like that it upsets people. It gives me power over the audience and over you guys, and that's ultimately what this is all about. Dylan, you don't want to put your camera on. You don't want the people to criticize your appearance.
No. At a certain point, though, doesn't it become a work hazard? Like, can't your hair get caught in the ice cream machinery?
Like I said, I like that it upsets. I like that it upsets people.
One day, a kid buys a fucking Fudgy the Whale, cuts it open, and there's just like fucking blood and shit in there.
There's blood and shit in there. Oh, I see. No, it hasn't cropped up at all. So no, it hasn't been a problem. Well, maybe that'll jinx me. Here, I'll knock on wood here on my new desk. My room has been fixed up. In case anybody hasn't noticed, there's a slightly different background, including some giant monsters back there. I was in a different room prior, and now I'm in a slightly better one, which is the one I was in long ago. So. Update slightly on the goings-on of Zazubaar. Brayden says that my hair in the ice cream gives it extra flavor. That is accurate more than you would think. I'm glad that everybody was able to make it. Thanks. I know this was kind of early and that this is a holiday and that I'm sure all of you guys had plans. But I definitely appreciate everybody making it out, except two of our fucking podcasters. How great is that? So for now, let's just do Q&A. If anybody has anything they want to say, speak your mind.
We're still waiting on the brown people. Andres is having some sort of technical issue,
which is understandable. I'm not criticizing him. I'm just making fun of him, and that's different.
And Dave, on top of being Dave, is also drunk apparently. So that's everybody. Be prepared for that.
The Toho Society's been waiting for the past hour. Why? I said 7 p.m. Like I said, we started streaming at like 7:01. Like we were pretty on the money. Dylan and I were sitting here for like 20 minutes prior talking, and then I just kind of realized at a certain point.
Maybe he miscalculated the time difference or something. I don't know.
But potentially. I was a little worried about that. I thought about maybe doing some like various here's this time and here's this time and whatever for different time zones, but I didn't feel like doing the math. I already had to create a short cryptid game for today. So I didn't have time to do the math. So we have a few questions here. Let's start with one that I saw. Dylan, what are our thoughts on Superman Returns? We've talked about this a little bit before. Do you want to start?
Sure, I like it more than most people like it. It's a little slow.
Including me.
It's a little slow, but the one thing that saves it for me is fucking Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. Listen, he might have touched some people, but the man can fucking act. He's great in that movie. I love Kevin Spacey playing Gene Hackman playing Lex Luthor. It's great. And I thought the whole like evil like plan with like continuing his obsession with real estate from the Reeves movies and using the Kryptonian technology to like grow a new continent. I thought it was,
And there's zero interaction between him and Superman himself is just like a total non-entity, it doesn't matter that he looks like Christopher Reeve and that he kind of acts like Christopher Reeve.
But when they do finally get together, though, that scene where like Lex Luthor fucking turns into a fucking mafioso and just starts beating the shit out of Superman and stabs him with the kryptonite shank. That's a fucking great scene.
That is a great scene. It looks amazing and it's well lit. It's a really good looking movie. That's my big takeaway from it, is that I always thought, God damn, if this had a good story behind it or any kind of interesting plot, this would be awesome. But I don't think it does. We missed a question though, so I want to go back because it's a good one. Thoughts on Toho doing another go at the cinematic universe since the Showa era? This was inevitable. It'll probably come up a lot tonight, so we'll bring it up again when Andres and David are here. because I'm sure other
And
people.
now I'm here.
Oh, there he is! Perfect timing. So, Andres, we're talking about the announcement or whatever you want to call it of Toho doing their own Godzilla cinematic universe after Godzilla vs. Kong comes out. So,
Right.
why don't you start off? Introduce yourself to the audience and give your thoughts on that thing that's been populating the internet for the past week.
Okay, hello people of the internet. I am Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir, and you probably already know me from the last 98 episodes of the Sons of Serizawa podcast.
I feel like
yeah.
Andres is that lady from Doctor Who like every time she showed up she would introduce herself and people would just go like, "We know who you are."
Oh, like from like the first like couple seasons, she became the prime minister, right?
What's her name? Harriet something, right?
Oh, Harriet Jones. Oh, okay. I didn't know who you were talking about for a second, and then you said Harriet, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember that. Because she met up with.
I can destroy you in 5 easy words.
Even at the end, right before she died, she's like, Harriet Jones, former prime minister, and the fucking Daleks are like, "We know who you are."
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep.
So Andres, go ahead. Your thoughts on this cinematic universe that Toho's playing.
Right. So Toho, they're planning to pretty much like take back the reins of Godzilla once Hollywood seems to be apparently finished with it after 2020, and they want to make a cinematic universe. And at that point, the director, the guy who's in charge of the Godzilla franchise, I guess what D-Man 1954 refers to as like the Kevin Feige of the Godzilla universe. He is more interested in making a cinematic universe as opposed to continuing Shin Godzilla, or in his words, instead of making a Shin Godzilla, he wants to make a world that would last longer. So it kind of makes sense. I feel like Shin Godzilla feels like a decent one and done thing. It would be cool to continue that universe, but as it stands, it works as a one and done offering. And so it would make sense that it would be like really hard to try to justify a cinematic universe with Shin Godzilla, considering how it's very different from, I guess, what Toho typically wants, where they want a lot of monsters, a lot of sci-fi, a lot of crazy shit going on, like the Marvel universe. If that's, since they specifically quoted the MCU.
In the past, they've usually only needed reporters and scientists.
Who knows? Maybe they'll get superheroes in there as well. But anyways, you know what'd be cool if it turns out like their first movie turns out just to be Jet Jaguar, and they do all the Iron Man shit with JJ.
I'll be down for that. And give me a bring back Zone Fighter in like cinematic form.
And Godzilla and all of that stuff is in the past. And
really, if you want to copy Marvel, if you want to copy Marvel, how about Netflix original Zone Fighter? Let's do this.
That would be cool. Well, guys, how would you feel if they did it like Godzilla was Captain America, and it took place back in the 50s, and then they brought him into the present day, and they started out doing a bunch of the smaller characters in the present day first, and then bring Godzilla in kind of at the end.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but it's kind of become an extended universe cliche. So like Captain America did it first, and they're about to do it again with Captain Marvel. But then DC did that with Wonder Woman.
They already did it with Wonder Woman, yeah.
The MonsterVerse did it with Kong. Even the fucking
they'll do it with JJ. He'll turn out to be like from Zootopia, but he was frozen in Antarctica for so long. He's like, oh, what's this ancient piece of technology?
Now that I'm behind. Now I'm behind.
I think of the fucking jet plane, Andres. This is SOS, the 100th episode. We have to call back things, and I keep thinking that's what you're referencing.
I thought of Abrams.
Okay, obligatory plane jizz reference here.
I was like, why is J.J. Abrams in this universe? No, but even in their floundering attempts to make a cinematic universe over at Universal, they started with like the Dracula period movie, and then they were like, never mind, that doesn't count.
I just thought it would be an interesting distinction to A, not do Godzilla first, and B,
but they're gonna do it.
No, they probably will. But I don't want them to do Origin again. They did a modern day version with Shin.
You know what I would be down for?
I enjoyed the take they did there. So I think with this, they should just like kind of do what Legendary did and go, we all get Godzilla. We all understand it. So let's put it back in the time period that it belongs in. And then we'll throw him into a situation in the present day. But what I'd like them to do is tell a story that, connects more directly to him.
Now, if the entire
And
universe is set like in the 50s and 60s, that could be really interesting. Like do like a
that
destroy all
might be
humans thing
interesting.
with Godzilla. That would be
Oh,
cool.
but they can totally.
Budget wise,
Yeah, they can never
that might not be
Yeah,
realistic.
they can never do it. We gotta be keep in mind that Toho Studios isn't what it was before. You know, they don't have. Well, they were never one of the highest, budgeted movie studios to begin with. But the fact is, they barely make any movies nowadays. They're more they fill up more of a producing role, or rather, they're more of like a distribution, a system of they're
Right.
more into distributing movies as opposed to making movies. I mean, heck, even their whole Toho Animation logo is kind of a sham because it's Polygon Pictures studio that's doing all the work behind the anime trilogy.
Right.
You know what I'd be down for? Do like a feudal Japan period movie with King Caesar. Fucking.
Ooh, yeah. I can totally imagine a feudal. Yeah.
Well, there's any number of different things they could do to distinguish it, but likely you guys are right. They'll stick it in the present day, and it'll be kind of exactly the same as they always do. But I think the fact that they are planning it as a universe initially strikes me as they're going to do other monsters in their own movies outside of just throwing them in with Godzilla.
Right.
Maybe they'll do that first. So
I like how they have to make a big announcement out of the fact that they're doing a universe, even though they've done it twice before.
Right,
Because the MCU is a thing, they have to come out and be like, "We're doing a whole universe," and I'm like, "This is your third one." Like, okay, fine.
But it seems like they're going to pattern it more off that, where each one will be kind of more of its own thing. So, which I think is a little bit more interesting. So maybe they'll give like Rodan his own distinguished kind of flavor, as opposed to what we'll get from your Godzilla or whatever kind of equivalent crossover movies they'll do. What characters do you guys want to see outside of the ones we mentioned? So obviously Jet Jaguar, King Caesar, Rodan, these are obvious ones. Who else can carry a movie?
I do like Allosaurus Hell's comment, Gorosaurus, a Godzilla story.
That would be great. I would love that. You know what I would like them to do? Create an original monster in the Godzilla universe and give it its own movie first, but with all the backstory of the Godzilla universe behind it, and then you throw him into a crossover movie.
Actually, I was gonna suggest that they do what IDW did with Rulers of Earth with the what was it? The Trilopods, where you give like some sort of overarching monster enemy that could take multiple forms, but they come from the same origin, and you can have all these monsters you fight this like brand new species of monsters. And also, I have a feeling that Toho is probably going to play by the same rules as Rulers of Earth, where it's like, we don't want any of our monsters to die, really, because we want them to appear in other movies, which is something that they also did in the Showa universe. But here, I feel like if you introduce new monsters specifically for the purpose of dying and giving a monster to fight, you get some more variety in there.
I definitely want to see some original monsters because Toho just doesn't do that often. Like when they did it in the American movie, I was almost like, oh god, because that's so typical, and I wanted them to do Toho monsters in American variations, and now we're getting that in the next American one, so I'm glad. But Toho, I feel the complete opposite. I want them to do original ones because I want to see Godzilla fight weird Japanese imagination shit. You know, that's what I want.
Which is sorely needed in Japan, to be honest.
I mean, just it could be. It could. I mean, I would like it to be something interesting, but it could be any number of things. Like you look at stuff like the tone of Evangelion and any number of animes where they sort of play with these tropes. Mm-hmm. Throw Godzilla up against that. You know, just have him be him. You don't have to remake him in that mold like they did with Shin. As interesting as I thought that was. But you throw him as he is into that mold and have him go up against something like that. That could be really, really interesting. Oh, my microphone got ripped out. That might be why my audio has dipped.
Well, let's see. I mentioned before that Toho probably doesn't have the budget to make something that's very ambitious.
Hold up, Andres.
Okay.
Having some audio issues real quick.
Okay. So how you doing, Dylan? Huh. I guess you're dead too. Am I the only one here? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, it looks like I'm here. It's just that looks like Bill had his microphone got unplugged. Oh, wait. Is he back?
Can you guys hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Yes! Oh my god, I hated that. That was so annoying.
But
Dylan,
for whatever reason, Dylan, his microphone is muted.
he's BRB, so that's understandable.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
fine.
I just realized his message right now.
Okay.
Well,
But
anyways,
my microphone got unplugged, and what happened was you got muted for a second because my speakers were going through my headphones. But
yeah.
So now that's fixed. So everything should be kosher. So
By
David,
the way, do you want to answer Braden's recent comment?
yeah, I would like to.
Which is most likely to happen? Werewolf of Carl Play sequel, Bondapalooza, or Ghost Gator Part 2?
Oh Jesus! Oh, I that wasn't the one I was referring to. None of those.
We demand an answer, Bill.
Are we ever going to get a solo Bill outing again, or is he just relegated to team up podcast movies?
No, we'll talk about that at the end. There is an explanation. Not even an explanation, but there is a story. So I wanted to go back to an earlier Brayton comment, if I can. I don't think I can. I think now it's like, hey, stay at the bottom, dickhead. So I think we'll do that. We'll stick with the current chat. Brayton asked David, is there even a difference between drunk David and sober David? So David, I would like you to introduce yourself properly and answer that question for us.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you.
Like, how well can you hear me?
Well enough.
Unfortunately.
What was the question?
What's the difference between regular David and drunk David?
Oh.
That answered it enough. That answered enough. What happened? Why did you get drunk? Answer that question.
I'm drunk.
You said you were drunk.
That's what you said in the Facebook chat.
I did?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you so drunk that you forgot that you were drunk and you forgot that you told us you were drunk?
It's not that I forgot. It's just that time and place is a mystery to me.
All right, we're gonna carry on. So now
hold on, Dillafilo's comment, Palooza, Zazubaar story.
If somebody wanted to make that video, that would be so great, especially after the end of this.
Where can I see these fucking comments that people are posting?
Look at on the Facebook. Go to the live stream. It should be on your subscription feed.
I'm actually very surprised how well this was working out until that audio issue that just happened. Like I got on like a half hour before and I was like, oh, I can actually do everything I wanted to do. The only other thing that got fucked up was that when I tried to play the intro that Brayton made, the audio didn't play. But everybody should be able to see that on Facebook though if they go to my timeline.
The link I just sent you on Facebook, that's where you need to go to see the comments. But you need to put the volume on that video all the way down.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my! How many Davids are on this island?
I mean, Dylan's name begins with a D. We could have easily confused it for him.
But we know he's not here at the moment.
Yeah, he's dealing with life.
We just talked about him being BRB, David.
So he's become Drax, the Invisible Man.
Apparently.
We need to get David focused the fuck up. But Dylan's here, BRB. We can't start the game yet. All right, so we still have to wait. So if anybody's got any other questions, put them down in the in the chat now because I can't go back up into the previous stuff for some reason. Andres, can you go back to the
which comment are you referring to?
No, I'm not remembering anything in particular. I'm just kind of annoyed that I can't go back into previous comments. It's just letting me look at the ones as they pop up.
Okay. Let's Dillafellow McDonald's, a Gorazard story.
There's a lot of people wondering about the delay for Godzilla 2. So do you guys want to talk about that real quick too while we're waiting for Dylan to come back? David.
Not much to talk for me to say. It's just that we've
they
suffered
they
a lot of delays. Yeah,
They keep delaying it, so I agree with you. Not
probably
only
because
is it,
it's probably because Godzilla King of the Monsters maybe isn't their top priority right now for Warner Brothers.
no,
considering
absolutely not.
Their sinking ship that is the DC extended universe.
More than that, it's 5 years after the first one.
Yeah, so
They could reboot Godzilla again, and I don't think anybody would really notice.
Right.
I don't think they should, because I don't think I think that they should just start with the base that they have, and it also seems like they're going in a good direction now. And also, Kong Skull Island was good, and I want them to keep in that direction. So I don't want them to reboot, but I'm saying if they did, nobody would notice, and I think that they're thinking of it that way. So I think that ultimately, if anything, this will be them giving it more space and more time to market it. So I don't know. That's what I'd like to think anyway. But ultimately, it'll probably be for the best. I mean, more time is probably a better for development, but sometimes it's not. Like if they had just released Justice League like in the midst of its production, it might have been like a more fun and entertaining experience than the like completely sanitized experience we got when that movie finally came out. So hopefully this isn't like that, where they just keep editing it and editing it and editing it until when we see it, we're like, I feel like I'm watching a video game cutscene more than a movie.
I feel like I'm watching Bill talking to a ghost to the side.
Oh, are you watching the live stream?
Yeah, right now he's looking off to the side. Yeah, I can.
I'm not really looking at the camera. I apologize. I guess I should focus up more. Hi, everybody. I'm now talking directly to you. This is down really sexy. I hope you guys like it. Somebody said the MonsterVerse is better than the DCEU. Oh yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've mentioned this before in the video that I've yet to upload with Deadpoolzilla, but I feel like overall the MonsterVerse feels like the underdog of all these cinematic universes. Like everyone has been in the film industry and the film community have been talking about cinematic universes, but nobody ever brings up the MonsterVerse. So I feel like the MonsterVerse is like, it's not too obscure, it's not too far into the spotlight. So I feel like it's like the underdog, where it's able to sneak by underneath most people's noses and is able to fill a niche crowd without getting so much attention or scrutiny. And that's what's able.
And without everybody accusing it of killing the film industry.
Well,
right. Everyone is, of course, complaining about cinematic universes, be it Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Dark Universe. And yet, once again, everyone is like, oh, it's overdone. The whole thing's overplayed. Oh, it's going to lead to the lack of creativity in Hollywood because they're all trying to streamline the filmmaking process and creativity and whatnot.
Like that in and of itself is a cause.
The problem is the MonsterVerse has been around since 2014, and there's only 2 films so far. I mean, by this point, Marvel had released, like 4 or 5 movies? And so I think that's why it doesn't come out, or doesn't come up that much in conversation. Even DC, failing as hard as they have really been pushing their names out there. I mean, Suicide Squad, Justice League, and Wonder Woman, all within the course of 2 years. Like, they're pushing those things out. Whereas the MonsterVerse, it's like, so far there's been so much space in between films that I think people forget about it. And it's
definitely. I think people were really surprised when they saw and heard Godzilla at the end credits of Kong. I mean, like when people in the theater, when I saw it, they were like fucking like, what? I think they were really surprised by that. So I think that that's going to continue. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if you put Godzilla and King Kong on a movie poster, I think people will go. And I think that's what these movies are kind of banking on. So I'm not worried about them being financial failures. They're never going to be Star Wars or Avengers hits. I don't think.
But I don't think they need to. Like with
I don't think they need to be. I'm just saying that they have the potential to. I think though, if they did one that really knocked it out of the park, I think maybe they could. But it would take a lot, though. You'd have to do a Godzilla movie where it's like you did something where everybody was like, oh! Like, you could do that with Godzilla, of course.
Right. And, even both, like, Godzilla 2014 and Kong Skull Island, both of them were movies that were definitely successful. They weren't like record-shattering, box office breaking hits, but they were still like moderate successes, and they did enough to fill a void. It's kind of like it's always kind of refreshing to see where with what was it, the DC universe and the Star Wars movies, you know, there's people who these movies would make like millions and millions and millions of dollars, but then they would still be considered failures because they didn't reach the ridiculously high expectations of the studios. Meanwhile, with Godzilla and Kong, I feel like there are no expectations really for them, just for them to earn back at least, you know, twice, if not 2.5 times their budget, like any other regular movie. So there's no high expectations, so they're able to scoot on by and win with like a passing B plus in terms of box office performances. And so it's like, okay, we weren't expecting a lot from you guys, but you did your best. Good on you.
There are also movies that people will watch more on TV and rent and stream more, I think.
Right.
You know? So I think that's also what the studios are banking on anyway. God damn it, my microphone got unplugged again. I think I should just leave it though. Is my audio even that different?
A little bit, yeah. It's a bit more tinny.
All right. Well, if I plug it back in, there's going to be a brief
Your
issue.
audio matches your hairstyle at the moment.
Okay.
All right, well,
I'll give that one to David for once.
all right. Well, good
Once?
job.
For once.
Why don't
For
you guys?
once.
Why don't you guys
I-
cover for me for a second, and then we're gonna get into the game. So everybody should be able to hear you. I think Dylan's BRB again. He's muted again. But Andres and David, you guys answer questions. I'm gonna get this sorted. Okay.
Okay.
I don't like the sound of this.
Let's see. Okay, so GPN host Godzilla Gamera 02 asks, yeah, Star Wars is failing. Question, have you guys seen Solo, A Star Wars Story?
There he goes.
No, I have not.
I have.
David? Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
What was the question? I think you were muted for like 1 second. I think they missed the title. It was Gamera something, right?
No, that's the name. That's in the name of the person. But the question was, have you guys seen Solo, A Star Wars Story?
Oh, okay. I have. You two haven't yet.
David has, and he liked it. I have not seen it because it's not in Japan yet.
Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. You will be in for a thoroughly fine time.
Okay. Let's see. Shay Smithers said, oh, let's see. Yeah, Shay Smithers. No, that's not it. Final War 22 says, what's with the hair, Worcester?
Worcester.
He's very serious.
Everybody. Yeah, that's everybody's been like just it makes people upset. That's my answer. Like it's so fun. Like everybody's just like, what's up with your hair? And I'm just like, I don't know, it exists. Like, what's up with your hair? It exists.
Bill, I just want to give you a Ron Howard style haircut right now.
Ew.
The fact that he has no hair.
A de-ejaculated penis look? Ew. Oh, I got you guys to do the gut laugh. That's what I always wait for. All
Let's
right.
see. Kevin Dwyan says, question, what 70s super robot would you like to have the Mazinger Infinity treatment? Jet Jaguar. I'm only saying that because... What?
What's Mazinger Infinity?
Mazinger Z Infinity is the movie adaptation, the anime movie adaptation of the 70s super robot show Mazinger Z.
No, Bill, it's not Ultraman.
Okay, cool.
And he is a robot.
But if Ultraman got that treatment, it would be cool, maybe?
But he's not a super robot.
Okay, all right, fine. So I think of super robots. What about Giant Robo, Johnny Sacco and his Giant Robot?
Okay, that's a 60s robot, but I'll take that.
Okay. so many distinctions. That anime that they did for him back in the day was pretty good, though, right?
Oh,
I haven't seen it in full, but I've seen bits of it, and then it looks pretty dope. So
which anime?
The Giant Robo, the animation, or AKA Giant Robo, the day the Earth stood still.
I smell a copyright suit coming.
This one was an OVA that was 7 episodes long, but it took a fuck ton of a lot of time for the anime to eventually be completed. It started in 1992 and finally finished in 1998. So it took them 6 years to produce 6 or 7 episodes, each one like roughly an hour long.
All right, well that explains it. It's almost like the Sherlock of anime. Like they're basically mini movies.
Yeah. There have many movies, like 6 or 7 mini movies released between 92 and 98. And yeah, I guess it was supposed to meant to go on longer and kind of ended on a pseudo cliffhanger, not a cliffhanger, but more of an open ending in the hopes of, getting a sequel or getting more episodes down the line, but it stopped. And I think this was like too niche of a crowd because it was really going for a more old school audience with its art style and characters. Let's see.
Older school the anime the better recently.
What's that?
No, I mean older school looking the anime the better recently. I think. Anything that's not CGI, anything that's 2D looking. If we got something that looked like that giant robo anime again, that would be fucking amazing. I would love to see Jet Jaguar or any number of characters get that kind of treatment.
Oh yeah.
Britton just asked the greatest question I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
The one that Family Matters. See, I don't know if Family Matters enough to understand that. You probably do though, so perfect.
From the viewer's perspective, yes, she walked up the stairs and was never seen or heard from again.
He walked a particular way and was never seen from again.
He walked in the direction he was ordained to walk in.
What a wild time. All right, well, while everybody's here,
David asks, when's that Balto review coming, Bill?
We'll talk about it at the end. So we're going to take...
Toho Society says, how did Bill get into the National Hot Dog Association?
Oh, is that based on my hat? No, it's Hot Rod. It's an NHRA hat.
I wouldn't have known it from considering you are the agent of sausage.
It's true.
This is a placeholder hat. My Star Wars hat is actually busted up. The strap broke, so I'm wearing this because it looks.
You had two hats that broke on you.
My hats are always breaking, man. They go through so much fucking. They're so They go through so much life, man. You see, my hats live. Your hats, they probably all sit in closets until one day you're like, oh, it's hot out. I should put a hat on so I don't get sunburn. But no, man, my hats, they live with me.
That's frighteningly true.
Why does Bill look like a bootleg at Ryan Gosling right now?
Ryan Gosling?
Did I say Brian? I meant Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. I don't think I look like Ryan Gosling at all. I think I look like.
You can't insult a person by comparing them to Ryan Gosling. Even the bootleg version, like it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's like. I mean, I guess if it was a really bad, like if it was the Transmorphers of Ryan Gosling bootlegs, it might not be so great. But
But what if it was the big fella of Ryan Gosling bootlegs, huh?
Yeah, I guess that was maybe even better than Godzilla. I mean, I think I'd like to see a big fella movie more than I like to see another Godzilla movie.
Where's the big fella cinematic universe?
We need to create it. All right, so Gorazart's fucking around in the chat now, so this is a good time. Since we're all here, I want to do the game now. So, guys, we're going to take a brief hiatus from the Q&A, and we're going to do this game. So, I'm going to need you guys to stick around, though, obviously, and participate, because the goal of this game will be to prove that you are all more adept at trivia, particularly cryptid trivia, than David. David, are you still with us? Are you listening?
What if I have to take a shit?
See, that's why I have to check in on you constantly. I have to make sure that you're still paying attention, that you're still fucking with us. So, David, you are going to be grilled just as thoroughly, if not more so, than we usually do on this particular section. It's not as long as our usual cryptid games, but I think that'll be better since we're going to have so many different people playing. And it'll give more people time to think. So
that sounds a bit homoerotic.
Good. So let's just jump right into it then. So the theme of SOS 100's cryptid trivia will be lake monsters. We've been talking about doing this for a while. This will be a grab bag of lake monsters of the world. And the goal of the game will be for you guys to determine which part of the world each story that I tell you comes from. There's going to be 3 options, 3 different parts of the world. They'll either be states or countries or parts of different countries, and you'll have to determine which one is the actual place that this myth comes from and which 2 I just pulled out of my fucking ass. So,
okay.
That
if
will
you're
be
hearing
the-
a siren, that's outside. It always happens in
They're at-
every day.
I'm sure you've killed a whole bunch of fucking people again, and the Japanese government is like, we can't stop him. He's not Japanese. He's terrifying. He's
Is the
terrifying
answer-
to us.
Is the answer to every question it's a sturgeon?
No, because this is based on location. What are you, Drax? Do you not understand basic fucking questions?
To steal Brayton's joke, is every answer Santa Monica Pier?
Fuck. No, it's just so. All right, let's get into it. So, like I said, everybody playing at home.
I'll
throw
do you
your
one better.
answers.
I'll do you one better. Why is Lake Monster?
So everybody playing at home, throw your answers down in the comments. And like I said, the goal will be to see who is better than David. And at the end, we'll see if anybody is still here. So here we go. So the first one, we're going to start with the Alkali Lake Monster. Native American mythology and
Is it an alkali lake?
We'll see. You'll tell me. Native American mythology and 2 centuries worth of terrified white people claim this creature is a salamander large enough to tip boats and eat fishermen. Guys, is it from Nebraska, Colorado, or Vermont? So everybody, I'm going to start with them, and then we'll jump over to your commented answers. But pay attention to the answers as we follow. So let's start with David, just so we have that to compare to the audience. So David,
he
what?
typed okay, he just typed in he's back now in the wrong fucking chat, David.
Wait, what?
You're not supposed to type into the public chat. You're supposed to type into the private Google Hangout chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was being
Whatever.
considerate to everybody.
All right, well, David,
you
now
ever
that you're
been
back-
fucking considerate?
Okay, true.
Well, all right, you're going to start now then. So, David, the Alkali Lake Monster, giant Native American salamander, does it come from Nebraska, Colorado, or Vermont? What's your answer?
Repeat.
Oh, hey, the real Manos is here.
The Alkali Lake Monster, does it come from Nebraska, Colorado, or Vermont?
Brayton Connor, Nebraska.
Vermont.
All right, you're sticking with Vermont then. All right, everybody. So the answer that you have to beat is Vermont. So, hey, Manos, what's going on, man? It's been a long time. How you doing? I just saw that.
It's been a while.
It has indeed. So let's jump over to you, Andres. Do you have any thoughts on this? The Alkali Lake Monster, Nebraska, Colorado, or Vermont?
Let's see. More people are choosing Vermont in the chat, so I'm going to go with Vermont.
You're all going with David. You guys think he's so fucking good at this game, but he's really. David, you put a different answer down in the chat.
Oh, you saw that?
Yes!
It's a public chat, David.
It is? Oh, crap. So,
Why do you think there's so many
people
commenting right fucking now?
was everybody able to see all the shit I posted there?
Yes!
Never podcast drunk, kids.
Stop
more
being
possible.
stupid, David.
David, which answer do you want to go with, Nebraska or Vermont?
You're asking too much of him, Andres.
I specifically remember answering something with a V.
Vermont. You're sticking with Vermont. He's
Vermont.
sticking
He
with
said
Vermont,
Vermont.
kids.
Yeah, Vermont.
And Andres, are you sticking with Vermont as well?
Yes. Always.
Dylan, what's your thought process here, buddy?
I was always under the impression that the Alkali Lake Monster was Wolverine. What were the options again? Vermont.
No. Colorado and Nebraska.
All right, let's be different. I'm going to say Colorado because nothing interesting happens in Nebraska, and then everybody.
And weed is legal there, so surely they believe in lake monsters, giant salamanders.
And everyone
Like
else,
Zoink Scoob, it's a lake monster.
and everybody has already said Vermont. So Colorado. Why the fuck not? Out there, and maybe it's near South Park. Who knows?
All right, so I see an assortment of Vermont, and I see a few Nebraskas. It seems like everybody wanted to jump in bed with David, though. So I'm judging each question.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
And I'm judging each question based on who jumped in bed with David. So this time you guys all jumped in bed with David. So the answer is not Vermont. It's Nebraska. He actually had it right in the chat. And I know Adam Wooford had Nebraska. I think somebody else had Nebraska too. I see a couple Colorados. and I saw a bunch of Vermont. So like I said, you guys jumped in bed with David and it did not pay off for you.
So do I still get the point since I got it correct in the live chat?
No, you don't deserve anything. You deserve a slap on the fucking wrist is what you deserve.
Son of a whore!
Let's jump over to the next one then. So the next one is called the Shiny Dragon. This bioluminescent sea dragon reportedly has an appetite for war. Centuries-old legend and urban legend tell of it attacking Mongolian invaders and Nazi pilots who strayed too near to its territory. So where is that territory? Is it in the Ukraine, Norway, or Russia? David, I would like an answer from you so the people can base their answer on yours, on your unique genius.
For sure it ain't 144B Baker Street?
I could check.
No Sherlock reference because, Benedict Cumberbatch played a dragon.
Oh, you did. That's right. Well, good for you. We'll pick an answer. It's not hobbits. There's no hobbits in this.
What were the options again?
Ukraine, the Ukraine, Norway, or Mother Russia.
I'm gonna go with Norway.
Because of Thor, right? That's why.
No, because it's the birthplace of black metal, and it's just an overall good place.
All right, that's actually not a half bad answer. I like that.
Norwegians are into dragons. They used to put them on their ships and shit, so it's not a bad idea.
All right, Dylan, what's your thought process then? Are you jumping in bed with David this time?
Oh, never.
No. Next time, you're jumping in bed with Andres. You deal with his snoring.
Somebody said whichever one David doesn't pick. There's two though, so you still have to pick one. That's the thing. I see a whole bunch of Russias. I see one Norway.
Purely in the interest of being contrary, and I'm going to say
Manos is going with Norway.
I'm going to say Ukraine, not the Ukraine, because if you've ever heard anybody from Ukraine say it, they just say Ukraine. It's the strangest thing in the fucking.
Well, I'm not from the Ukraine, Dylan.
They just say I am from Ukraine, and I'm like, oh, okay.
So you're going with the Ukraine. Andres, are you still with us, buddy? You've been quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your thought process?
I'm letting David's stupidity take center stage.
I love it. What's your thought process here, man?
I'm gonna go with the Ukraine. I'm thinking that's where the Nazis would most likely go to without getting their asses kicked.
Yeah, right. So you guys have to remember, this has to be in reach of the Mongolian invaders and the Nazi pilots. So just those vague groups. So, which is theoretically like the whole world. Those conflicts spanned most of the whole world. So who knows? Oh. So.
If only I were around some Nazis, I could ask them. If only I were in South America, I could.
Anybody else answer? Anybody else answer? It isn't the Shiny Dragon a crappy Bruceploitation film starring Electro David? Oh my God, Brayton, you need to make an intro for that, or a fake trailer for that movie now. That is a thing that you have to do. Oh, society, Russia. I see Ukraine. Kevin Durant said Mordor.
I'm seeing an assortment of Tolkien locations. Norzard said Erebor.
You guys, everybody at the start had it right for not jumping in bed with David. I'm going to say everybody didn't jump in bed with David on this one for saying Norway. Because most of the people at the start picked Russia. I saw a few Norways at the end, but I saw a bunch of Russias at the start, and you guys were all right. Dylan and Andres, you were both fucking wrong. Shame on you.
You didn't mention that the shiny dragon was a commie, or else maybe I would have got it.
Well, I couldn't have, and though I couldn't have asked the fucking question then. So, all right. So good job, everyone. Though this is so far this is working out well. Everybody seems to be having a good time. So
I think this is
so
proof
far so good.
Dragons are conservatives.
I guess, yeah. Russia is considered a conservative country, right? And they're mostly about their older ways.
That's weird, though, because communism is like the furthest left possible. Like, if you go too far right...
Right, you would think.
If you go too far right, you get fascism. If you go too far left, you get communism. It's this wonderful horseshoe.
Wonderful, he says.
And then then they meet somewhere in the middle at the top. It's bizarre.
Dylan, we are going to move on to the next one, and we're going to talk about the toads of the Lost World. David, are you still with us? Are you ready for the toads?
The toads. Sounds like somebody's trying to remake the Lost Serpent. The Magic Serpent.
Oh, that would be awesome. This is like
would be
if this was the basis. So this sounds like a great.
Toho, start your cinematic universe with a Magic Serpent reboot. Fuck yeah.
That's your best shot at a Captain America style prequel film. All right, so this would also make a great movie, I feel. Deep in a primordial rainforest, scientists and fishermen alike have consistently claimed to have been thwarted by giant carnivorous toads, creatures undeterred by dynamite and too aggressive to study in the wild. So, David, do these toads exist in the wilds of China, Thailand, or Japan?
I'm going to go with Japan because that sounds like, Andres' MO.
I would say more use. I would say more like the toxic waste dumps of the Nevada desert. But if you think that Andres is maybe one of the fishermen trying to blow because apparently at one point a bunch of fishermen went out and tried to blow these things up with dynamite, and it only pissed them off, and they just ended up leaving. So you're going with Japan though. You're sticking with that.
Wait, what were the options again? China, Japan, and what else?
Thailand.
Thailand.
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody's gone with Thailand so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Thailand because I have a suspicion that everyone is Google searching all of these things.
That's
David, a giant carnivorous toad story.
For once, David's jumping in bed with the audience, and I think they're terrified.
That's a fair assumption, actually.
Dylan, how are you feeling then? How do you feel about it? Thailand, China, or Japan?
Well, Thailand, they already have ladyboys, so giant explosive frogs are not that far. But first of all, this one's definitely bullshit because this is not the kind of species that could have remained hidden.
But they're too aggressive to study in the wild.
Let's go with Japan because this sounds like some anime shit.
So you're going with David's original answer, Japan.
Yes, before he became a turncoat and ran to Thailand.
Andres, how you feeling about it?
Let's see. The country already produced Nagarayar, so I wouldn't put it past him to have a giant frog. I'm going to go with Thailand. What?
Wow.
Oh, Andres.
Wow, you got everybody was wrong. Everybody was wrong. It's China. It's China. It's China.
China.
I wish I had the page I looked up open still. I would tell you guys exactly what province this is, but I actually kind of put a little bit of stake in this one because of where it was located. Like it's some really wild shit, and there's only ever been 2 sightings reported. So
hey, it's Crooked Lore. It's the dude you would see who does the animations on my videos. The animations.
Hey man, what's going on? So yeah, you guys all got that wrong. So you're all failures.
Oh.
You guys have all lost so far. The audience has gotten it right a little bit. The audience won the last one, the Shiny Dragon. They got Russia, but you guys have failed so far. So we're gonna move on to Cressy, a gigantic man-eating eel reportedly adapted to surviving under sheets of frozen ice and strong enough to break through it to catch prey on the surface. So where is Cressy located, David?
Already I'm thinking cold.
Wow, what a fucking Sherlock Holmes over here, fucking podcaster extraordinaire. David, how about you, buddy? Are you feeling Manitoba, Canada, Newfoundland, or Alberta?
I'm going to go with Newfoundland, boy.
You're going with Newfoundland? What's making you go with the Newfs?
I'm assuming the serpent has fins.
Why would he have to be in Newfoundland to have fins?
I don't know.
Stop saying stuff without thinking through them, David.
I'm not. I'm letting the Force guide me. I am strong with the Force.
That's not how the Force works.
You sure? That's how I survived so far.
I see Newfoundland. I see Alberta. Aaron Izzard, Godzilla King of Kaiju, Final War 22. Hey guys, how you doing? The Michael Jackson helm is going with Alberta. The Toho Society says Cressy's obviously located inside David's soul. So a few people have gone with David, and everybody else is going with Alberta, including Brayton. Brayton, living in Alberta himself, he's a resident Canadian. I should have mentioned that, so he would know. And in the chat, Gorzard says Area G. You're so multifaceted, David. I must say.
Says, David, the Force left you a long time ago.
Oh.
It's true. It's definitely true. Andres, how are you feeling?
Let's see. What were the options again? Alberta.
Cressy? Is it from Manitoba, Newfoundland, or Alberta?
Manitoba sounds very foreboding, even though I'm pretty sure that place is very, very non-threatening.
There's like
So
40 people there.
I'm gonna go with Manitoba. Well, of course, there would be a giant monster, a sea monster there because there's not enough people to witness it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Manitoba.
I want to see internet Sherlock and Watson. It's gonna be Dylan and Andres. There's nobody there to witness it. It's Canada. I love it.
I want to see Cressy fight Musla.
There we go. That's what we'll do. Alrighty then. So I see Manitoba in the comments as well. Unfortunately, David was right this time, guys. Newfoundland. So he got the first point, and the audience was in bed with him that time. So damn, everything's on David's side now, guys.
Truly.
First of all, I didn't guess, so I'm going to now throw my hat into the Newfoundland camp.
Oh shit, Dylan! I'm sorry. My God, man, I'm getting tired. Sorry.
I was gonna guess Alberta because out of the three, I thought it was the iciest. But all right, Newfoundland.
I'm sorry, D. I'm sorry. Man. All right, there's still one more after this. Don't worry, you'll still have
the real lesson to take away from this is that we're guarding the wrong border.
Dylan gets an honorary point. So Newfoundland was indeed the answer that time. Alrighty then. So now we are going to move on to the Devil's Lake monster, another beast from Native American mythology, supposedly resembling an octopus that attacked Christian missionaries during a great drought during Western expansion. Let's start with David, obviously. David, how are you feeling about this one? Is it North Dakota, Montana, or Wisconsin?
What are the options again?
All right, remember, it's an octopus in a lake in the West.
Didn't we saw a video about this?
Yeah, is this the one that we watched? Is this the one that we watched? What you call it? About fucking.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the same legend though. I don't remember that episode well enough. But the option I have, but you'll have to try and remember and use it as your inspiration if you so choose. So is it North Dakota, Montana, or Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
You're sticking with Wisconsin?
Aye, lather.
I see Montana in the audience. I see North Monconsin. I see North Dakota. So I see North Dakota and Montana as the favorites. Dylan, how you feeling? So I don't forget you this time.
I hate to agree with David on anything, but I think I've heard of this before, and I want to say that it is, in fact, Wisconsin.
Okay. Andres, how about you?
Let's see. I got that 70s that 70s show reference, David. Let's see. Fuck it, Montana.
You're going with Montana just to be different, aren't you?
Yeah.
Your attempts to be different fail, Andres. It is Wisconsin.
Damn it!
Wisconsin is indeed the location of the octopus. David, you win. You win. Oh, I guess no. You have one more point than Dylan did, so you win. Look at you.
Wait.
And Dylan had 2 and you had 3. You got the last 3. Look at you. And the audience.
I hope you're watching.
The audience was only with you on like 2 of them, so you win the whole thing. Audience, you really disappointed me. I thought you were gonna come in here and fucking clean David's fucking clock with your fucking
one giant game of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, and the whole world failed.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when the whole universe had to try and stop Thanos and they fucking failed.
Are you smarter than a David?
Yeah. It's worse than Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, because I don't think David would win that show. It's.
I probably might not.
I somehow feel responsible. I almost I'm making these games too easy or maybe too hard. I don't know. I feel like something's got to give here. You guys have to improve.
I failed you.
Yeah, you did. Fuck you. No. But guess what, guys? You're all gonna have a chance to make it up to me because we're gonna play another game.
Yay.
Huzzah.
The Manda 117 arrived. I'm glad to see you were able to make it, man. Thanks for coming.
It's like all the biggest fans are here.
Yeah, everybody made it. Thanks for coming, guys. Seriously, like I was worried that I maybe made this too early, but I'm glad everybody was able to make it.
Or that nobody watches our show anymore after 100 episodes of this bullshit.
No, definitely not though, because we definitely I see comments all the time whenever we finally post stuff. People are like, "Oh, fucking finally!"
Yeah.
So it's always a relief. So it's so great to see it's so great to see everybody here and having fun together. So we're gonna continue it, and we are going to do another game that we can all play together.
Oh no!
So,
I thought I was pissed about how the new Winnie the Pooh looks, but then I just saw Tigger. Oh god!
Crooked Lore Productions is all the biggest fans, and me. You're what? Maybe the smallest fan?
He's only here because of me.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you. You know what, man? Fucking fine. We'll see how you fucking fare in this game then. If you can't fucking handle our normal podcasting content. So we're going to pull something out of our deep past. We haven't done this in a long time.
I thought you were going to say we're going to pull something. I thought you were going to say you're going to pull something out of your deep ass.
You want that? Fine.
No, put the prison wallet away. Put it away.
Let's see here. So we're going to be doing
Ghost Skater?
Oh, fuck, that would have been a better poll. We could do a commentary. No, it's not that deep of a poll. We're going to be doing some would you rather questions. We haven't done this in a while.
Oh, cool. So no facts involved. That's great.
What's not involved?
Facts. We just get to say what we want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have to think. There's no trivia. There's no thought process. You just have to guess. So everybody, just throw your answers down in the comment section, and we'll just see who's crazy. Who's crazy enough to fucking bite. So let's start with would you rather poop out 400,000 gallons of mayonnaise or one shuriken? I should mention I didn't make these. I just found these on a website. I figured that would be more fun.
I can hear the scrolling.
I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? I mean, you're going to be there for a while, but at least there won't be any internal damage.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the mayonnaise.
What a story, right? What a story, Mark. To be like, hey man, listen. So I like mayonnaise a lot, and I happen to maybe consume a little too much, and I'm throw it for a little while. So
just
it's
bring
pretty fun.
a shit ton of food into the bathroom with you and camp out for a while, and you'll
have plenty of mayonnaise to put on it.
Your water bill is going to go through the roof, though.
Oh, you're also gonna have to keep constantly flushing just so that a pile of mayonnaise doesn't force you off the toilet. That's
well, because it's fatty and gooey. It's gonna clog the toilet for sure.
I guess you could take a walk. You could just take a walk through the woods and just leave like a snail trail of mayonnaise for miles.
Yeah, people can follow your fucking horrific, disgusting trail. I think maybe the best bet here is to like go in the ocean and do it there. And then hope that like animals don't get attracted to it, but they probably will. That's the thing.
Because that place is nice and non-polluted, so it's fine to just dump whatever in there.
Brayton Connor is mayonnaise an ass instrument? That's great. I appreciate that, Brayton.
I would have more respect for that if he had turned it into a pun and called it an astrament or whatever.
Is mayonnaise an astrament? That's good. I like that. Alrighty then. So I think everybody. Oh, Crooked Lore was the only one who went with Shuriken. Somehow that doesn't surprise me based on his name.
He is a crooked fellow.
Exactly. Everybody else went with the mayonnaise, though. I think I would agree.
Do you get prep time? Can you lube up real good before the Shuriken?
No, definitely not.
Is it slightly dissolved so that their edges are more rounded?
No, definitely not. I'm looking at it now. It's a very sharp shuriken.
Ooh,
You're looking
okay.
at the shuriken, the exact shuriken.
Yes, I'm seeing it prepared right now. Actually, anybody ready? Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Would you rather eat? Hang on. Chocolate pudding that tastes like shit, or shit that tastes like chocolate pudding?
You see, a lot of food already tastes like shit, so I would go with the chocolate pudding, you see.
If the shit tastes like chocolate pudding, does it still have the negative health effects associated with shit, or vice versa?
Yes.
Okay. Then I guess you just gotta eat that fucking pudding, man. You gotta just get it over with, because at least then you won't like fucking die of E. coli. You'll just get diabetes and die much slower.
Somebody said both, and I'm just like that makes sense to me. No, I would definitely go with the chocolate pudding.
You dip the shit in the pudding like fucking Fun Dip.
Because you can put like chocolate syrup on it and chocolate sprinkles and shit, and you're not gonna die, and it doesn't have the weird texture associated with like with fecal matter. It's yeah, I think it's an easy option there as well. Hopefully these will get better. Oh, this one's really gross, but that's okay. This is not a show meant for the faint of heart.
But when have we ever not been gross?
Yeah,
Make something
exactly.
really hot beforehand to just scorch my fucking taste buds. You know.
Yeah, you drink some hot chocolate or some coffee or something. Probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're definitely going to want to do this for this one. Like I said, not for the faint of heart.
Or you can just eat a pizza roll and then you won't be able to taste anything for weeks.
So we're definitely testing you guys here. This is a real one, I think. A cup of your mom's period blood or a cup of your dad's sperm?
Oh.
I hold on, I need a moment. Ah, God.
Episode 100. This is what it's all about. I love it. Oh God, I think we just lost. I think we just lost the audience.
Shit.
Oh boy, that's great.
Okay, so here's my thought process. Both options are incredibly gross, but only one of them has a high protein content.
No. I know where you're going with this.
So purely for the sake of getting some kind of nutritional value out of it, I guess you got to go with the sperm. I mean,
technically, if you think about the mom's period, that would be like that's like essentially a dead unborn egg right there.
I'm definitely going with this. Yeah, I think the sperm is the only option here, because the blood is just it's also a discharge that's meant to be like.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna fucking vomit here.
I was about to vomit.
Why was it the word discharge?
You guys are very weak stuff. See, I'm having like legitimate stomach issues right now. I've been going to the fucking doctor recently and having like tests done, and I'm fine right now. Like I couldn't be having a better time.
Yeah, but I just had chicken McNuggets like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why? I had a fucking 3-course fucking Memorial Day barbecue before this, so.
Was there ranch involved, Bill?
I feel like everybody at the start of this question was really like, oh my God, Bill's gone too far. And then I got everybody into it over the course of it as we discussed it. We discussed the finer points of it.
You know, everybody's
like,
just like, yeah, I guess he's right. I guess the sperm is the only option. I mean,
yeah, like you can't do the other one. It's just not gonna. You'll die. I think or you'll turn into the Incredible Hulk or something. I don't know. Let's move on. I think it's time to move on.
Since we're
I think Andres, did you really puke? I'm sorry, man.
I mean, the smell alone. Ugh. Okay.
I'm gonna. This one's I don't want to do this one. I just don't like this one. I don't like that one.
You skipped this one.
Bill has standards?
You skipped that one.
No, it's just not funny. It's not funny, and it's like not interesting, and it's also gross.
Like your review of Godzilla's Revenge.
All right, here we go. Severe hammer toe or holes in your fingers?
I don't know what hammer toe is. I'm gonna check right now.
Basically, one of your toes is out of arrangement and crossing over another toe.
Ooh.
And holes in your fingers is holes in your fingers. You got literal holes in your fingers.
You can still walk with a hammer toe though.
Yeah, you
some
can.
discomfort?
Yes, you can get surgery.
Having
Okay.
holes in your fingers actively defeats the purpose of having fingers. Like it
Right.
actually limits their ability to do what fingers are supposed to do. And so I guess I got to go with the hammer toe. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with hammer toe.
Everybody's got to go with the hammer toe because you can cover it up. The holes in your fingers, you're wearing gloves for the rest of your lives. And if you get a foot cut off as well, not nearly as big of a deal as getting like a hand cut off or something.
Holes in my hammer toes, says the toe.
Some people, it seems like some people in the audience, they want the holes in fingers just to fuck with people.
Mm-hmm. Most likely.
So that's fun.
You can fuck with someone with the hammer toe.
You could definitely fuck somebody with the hammer toe. That's for sure.
If you're into that kind of thing.
All right, guys, we're going a little more highbrow with this one. I hope you're excited. Would you rather pee every time you stand up or poop every time you sit down?
What?
Hmm.
Wait, what?
wait, what was the question? I was.
Would you pee?
Pee every time you stand up or poop every time you sit down?
Oh.
Well, I need to stand up to go everywhere, so I would go with pooping when you sit down.
Yeah.
If I'm tired, I can lean.
Peeing isn't as much of a deal.
I spend more time sitting.
Every time I stand, I feel like I do that anyway. I stop at the bathroom every time I get up from a period of rest. So yeah, I would rather pee every time I stand up.
I spend way more time sitting down than I do standing up because I'm a fat piece of shit. So you know what? I'm just gonna carry a cup around with me and do the peeing thing.
Everybody seems to be down for the sitting. I'm definitely down for the peeing when you stand up because, like I said, I spend most of my time on my feet anyway, especially my job. So I would rather it's just easier for me just to get up and have to pee than every time I sit down I have to poop because that's just a whole production. Then I have to sit down exclusively in the bathroom.
It's just not like you have to change your pants all the fucking time. Like
yeah, but if you sit down, you can't get up again because you can't then go sit. You can't stand up and then go sit in your bedroom or whatever.
Unless if you go with pee standing up, you can always move around in a wheelchair.
fair point.
True.
If you need to poop every time.
Well, I'm just saying
down,
you stay on your feet for a while.
If you sit down and suddenly you have to poop and you're like, oh shit, now I have to poop, and then you go to the bathroom and you sit down again on that toilet. Now you have to poop twice. Then you get back up, go back to your room, sit back down and up. Now you got to poop again. It's a never-ending cycle.
The possibilities are endless and terrifying.
So does this extend to bending over?
And how long does this go on?
I think that's the
before,
sharding.
How long does this go on before you just shat out all of the nutrients in your body and you just wither away like fucking thinner?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I was looking up. All right.
If you came here for the art, you're here for the wrong reason.
Yeah, I don't know who's here for the art. Would you rather do anal with a scorpion or get a blowjob from a shark?
Jesus.
Meaning, would you rather receive anal from the scorpion or get a blowjob from a shark?
How big is the scorpion?
Let's say it's a man-sized scorpion and a man-sized shark.
A man-sized scorpion? Jesus.
Yes.
Are we talking Jason the Argonaut scorpion? Not Jason, fucking Clash of the Titans scorpions?
There's no good answer to this. Okay, a giant, poisonous, mind you, tail. I assume he's fucking you with the tail, right?
I would rather be, of course. I would rather get fucked by the scorpion and be dead after that, because then there'll be a tragic, horrible end, and everybody would feel bad for me. Than rather be like a dickless fucker who got his dick ripped off by a shark.
Because you can't, but maybe then you get like a penis, because they're starting to do a penis, what you call it, fucking. Where they
what Dillafellow says, if it's a whale shark. That's not a bad thing.
No, it's a man-sized great white. That's what I'm saying.
There's no way in that situation that he could not use teeth.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going with the scorpion. I don't think you would necessarily get poisoned, and if you do, good, you're dead. Then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with scorpion.
However, if I go with the shark, then I can then I can get a dick transplant and make sure I order one from Africa someplace. Don't even tattoo it the right color. Just be like, I don't believe this shit.
I'll do you one better. Just order one from Wakanda. That's a real
David, how about you? Shark or scorpion?
Vibranium penis. Hardest metal on Earth.
Wait, so my answer's next?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that I have not answered any of these last questions?
Yeah, I know. Answer now. Would you rather fuck a scorpion or a shark?
The scorpion, because I'll be dead afterwards.
That's how I felt. All right, David, would you rather sleep with the hottest woman you know freshly dead or the ugliest, smelliest woman still alive and kicking?
There's no way for me to escape this one, is it?
No. Answer.
Yeah. God damn it, Bill!
Hot corpse, fresh ugly.
How ugly?
We're talking like primordial humanity ugly. Like this person reflects a part of human evolution that we've forgotten about.
Looks like that little. It looks like the mutant from Basket Case.
Yeah,
Or
that's generous. I mean,
or the Total Recall mutant that was like, Quaid, start the reactor.
somebody said necrophilia isn't wrong. I think that they have forgotten that it is in fact illegal.
It is?
Yeah, you can't fuck a corpse.
Then I'm gonna go with the hot chick, the hot dead chick, because I'm an outlaw.
All right.
Because I'm a thug.
I'm going with the ugly chick.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
I'm not a rebel. Unlike what my hair suggests. I also don't want to get a weird fucking maggot infused disease.
Oh, that's nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
There's the fact that the body temperature would be rapidly falling, which probably would affect your ability to maintain an erection. So you know what? I'll just do what men have done since the beginning of time and drink till she's hot.
So Bill, would I still have to say to the dead corpse, I'm approaching you with romantic intent? So there is,
That's the other thing. There's no way to get consent from a corpse. So not only are you a necrophiliac, you're also a rapist.
Here's the thing: as a lifeguard, I know that if someone is unconscious, then that is automatically implied consent.
But it does or it doesn't?
Who's unconscious when
it does.
Depending on your answer, we might be able to exonerate Cosby here. Get that man back on the circuit.
I opened up some conversations here that I didn't mean to open up. I would in fact go with the ugly chick. I'm gonna move on to the next page.
Please.
Feels like I've had to deal with an ugly chick before. I've never had to deal with a
man.
Oh.
Bill just had.
Oh man, whoever made these is really fucked up.
Confession.
All right, guys, would you rather?
I did it. I wrote them all. It's a hobby. I do it on the weekends.
Would you guys rather eat a cup of liquefied maggots or eat a whole raw chicken?
Oh, the raw chicken.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Who made this? Who the fuck made this?
If any of those maggots survive the liquefaction process, they're gonna burrow into your insides and lay eggs and turn into flies, and then they're gonna fucking come out of your body like fucking Candyman with bees. It's gonna be crazy.
A lot of these are no good. Bum, 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 bum. All right, this one's not bad. Would you rather be a girl with a penis or a boy with a vagina?
Andres, you can answer this one.
If I was still heterosexual, if my sexual orientation remained the same, I could still use the penis to have intercourse with women, which I am still attracted to. So I'd go with that.
So you're saying you want to be a woman with a penis?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is the goal here because I think you would get a lot more pussy that way.
You get all the advantages of having a penis, simpler plumbing, shit like that, while also getting a pair of breasts to play with. So it's really a win-win.
Yeah, that's double the breasts to play with.
Yeah, I think overall that's just kind of a natural victory. I don't think there's any plus side to a man with a vagina. It's just all bad stuff there.
Yeah.
So, That's pretty easy. Let's move on to.
Also, if I become a man with a vagina, does that mean that now I can get pregnant? Fuck that.
All right, guys, this is a great one. Sandpaper hands or no genitals at all?
What?
Sandpaper hands. I can wear gloves.
You can put gloves on, yeah,
You
definitely.
can wear gloves. You can lube right the fuck up. It doesn't matter.
You can wear those chainmail gloves.
It's also a superpower that would be very helpful if you get into a fist fight. You could just fucking slap them with your sandpaper hands.
Oh, yeah.
Tear the shit out of them.
David?
Oh. Sandpaper hands. I think.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Yeah, you're so creepy. I'm so.
Do you already have sandpaper hands?
I plead the fifth on that.
Okay. Not gonna question it.
Would you guys rather only be able to have sex with walruses or never have sex again?
Maybe never have sex again.
Yeah,
I've seen Tusk.
I've seen enough. I think I've seen enough of it to really.
By the standards of the walrus community, I mean, are these 10s? Are they 5s? What are we working with?
Let's say it's a 7, a solid 7.
Solid 7. All right.
Just imagine if they were a certain individual who used to be on the show that's no longer here.
Hey, I don't appreciate you talking about Brayton that way, dude. Fucking Andres. That's not nice. He's not here to. He's only in the comments to defend himself. That's not nice.
Which way they swim?
You're referring to Jacob Baker. I also don't appreciate it.
Given that last addition on Andres' part, I got to go with the never having sex again, because having sex with walruses is a whole new thing. I got to take under my wing. If I go with never having sex again, nothing's changed.
Oh, if I had to learn how to flirt with walruses, I feel like my entire psyche would fall apart. Chopper Walrus 5. Oh wow, that's good. Aaron Izzard, thanks for that.
You also don't speak walrus, so how do you know if they're receptive or not?
Exactly. I definitely wasn't looking at a text message. Somebody said they were fucked, and that's probably true. Alrighty then. Let's go.
That's the other part of the question I didn't even ask. Are these male walruses, female walruses?
It doesn't matter. Would you rather be in Final Destination or Saw? I think I would definitely rather be in Final.
Yeah, at least there's a chance that your death would be quick and easy.
Yeah, but in Saw, I feel like there's a better chance you can escape.
But would you live with yourself for like giving up other people's lives so you can live?
It would depend on what trap you're in. If you're
if it's that,
also it's like
what
if it's a trap, it's like you have to cut off your own dick in order to live.
Yeah, but Andres, I would rather live without a dick. I would probably rather live without a dick than not live at all. No, you didn't.
You said you wouldn't want to have the shark bite off your dick.
Because some of the traps, it's super easy.
No, I said I would rather die being fucked by a scorpion than live having gotten a blowjob from a shark. That's what I said. I would rather live without a dick, though, if I have the choice, than live at all.
Because some of the traps are super easy. It's like, you had to either shoot your friend in the face or get your head cut off. And it's like, bam, done. Fuck, you know? But then the other traps are like, there's fucking hooks. The other traps are like, there's hooks in your nipples and there's fucking like shit going on with your ripping your face off. Like, no, fuck that. At least Final Destination, it'll probably be quick. You know, it'll be super elaborate, and that'll be fun to see how that plays out. And it's a better movie. So
interesting. Alrighty then. No good.
Plus you'd be dead afterwards, so that's a plus, huh?
Okay. Now I think this is obvious. Cut off your penis and have unlimited money, or be homeless and get laid all the time.
Oh yeah, the first one.
Unlimited money. I can get myself a cybernetic penis.
You can get yourself a new penis then, yeah. Theoretically.
Vibranium penis from Wakanda.
Yeah, well, it would have to be an illegal, like, black market penis.
You know the great thing about the vibranium penis? It never freezes.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be freezing all the time.
But you can put a heater in it, you know, like Tony Stark put it in Spider-Man's suit.
Let's go to the last page, and then I think we'll do some Q&A.
Looks like quite a few of these guys are choosing to be homeless.
Yeah, I see a mix though. I see a lot of each.
Unlimited money. Like you could still have sex whenever the fuck you want because you've got unlimited money. There's hookers. There's
Yeah, but unless there's part of the stipulation of not having the I think part of the stipulation of not having the money of having the money is not being able to have sex.
Oh well, then fine. I'll just rub one out and ride that loneliness right to the bank. Fuck.
Would you guys rather eat a live snake or a dead jellyfish? Dead jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
And the jellyfish is definitely grosser. I would rather have a dead snake,
but a snake,
not a live one.
Yeah, not a live one. And the snake has I don't know, anything with eyes I feel uncomfortable eating.
I'm kind of interested to know what a jellyfish would even taste like. Like I can't even imagine the consistency. So a snake, I have an idea. You know.
Have you ever had shrimp, Andres, or crawfish?
Yeah, but I usually eat the ones that have their heads chopped off.
I usually eat the ones that aren't alive. All right, this will be the last one. Would you guys rather be eaten by maggots from the inside or eaten by ants from the outside? I think I'd rather be eaten.
Maybe ants by the outside because I hate the fact that knowing there's something inside me that I can't see.
Yeah, but what if they can cure it?
Okay, in either scenario, you're gonna die. But I feel like the ants would be far more painful. I've seen Indiana Jones 4. I've also seen Ant-Man. I know how high a bullet ant ranks on the Schmidt pain index. So I don't know if you're gonna die either way. Fuck it, do the maggots. Most of your internal organs you can't feel anyway. So.
I don't know. That's a hard one for sure.
Might be painless if it's the maggots. Maybe you'll be vomiting, and then maybe you go unconscious and then die. I don't know.
Dave, we lost David. We totally lost David. Alrighty though, let's move on.
What the fuck are you laughing at?
Laughing at you, motherfucker.
Now you know how it feels like, David, when every time you put that stupid laughing reaction to any of my Facebook posts.
What laughing reaction?
You know the ones.
I love that pisses you off so much. Like, that amuses me.
It doesn't make any sense.
What doesn't?
Because nothing is funny to you. You have zero sense of humor. No. That was mean. But it had to be said. No. Alrighty then. So I think that's gonna do it for the games. So let's jump into the Q&A section. I think it's time. I think everybody has waited long enough.
First one from Sean Barry. Question: favorite and least favorite human cast in a Godzilla film? For me, least favorite, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Favorite, Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite. Well, the original Godzilla's is very, very strong, I think.
That's cheating. We shouldn't pick 50.
I know. Let's see. Oh, maybe Invasion of Astro Monster. That's a good one.
Sorry, I missed it, but I have an answer. My favorite's definitely Biollante. My least favorite is Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. I hate them. So much. Fucking roboticist, fucking sushi chef, fucking bitchy military chick, bitchy scientist lady.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's see. Oh, and Dylan.
Oh, he's
audio
BRB
again.
Okay.
I am.
What about you? What about you, David?
Oh, I thought we were gonna skip me. All right, fine. Favorite. Wait, what? What was the question?
Favorite and least favorite human cast in the Godzilla movie.
Favorite human cast is Godzilla from Godzilla versus the Sea Monster.
Okay.
Least favorite.
Sea Monster was pretty high for me.
Least favorite might have to be from Destroya or Megaguirus.
Wow. Okay.
Destroyer, really?
Well, so, there's been a growing number of fans who have been kind of like going against the tide and been more into like the camp of, yeah, Destroyer kind of sucks. I disagree, but I respect their opinion.
Blasphemy!
And yeah, pretty much it's been a growing consensus with some fans saying that Destroyer is not as good as everyone claims it is. Let's see.
I would say that they are wrong. No, it's fine. Everybody has their own opinion. Godzilla. There's a lot of Godzilla movies. Everybody's bound to like different ones. I think it's that a lot of people are now growing up not on the '90s ones. They're growing up on the Millennium ones and the Showa ones and skipping Heisei. So
yeah, in fact, the entirety of Heisei people are like towards nowadays.
Yeah, well, I think that's because that was our era, and now everybody's growing up with the new stuff in Millennium, and they're forgetting about that stuff. And I'm just like, that was my era, son. That was my Godzilla.
Really? I feel like they're forgetting the Showa era more than anything.
No, I feel like a lot of newer fans tend to say that that's their favorite more than anything else, because they went back to it. Maybe a few of them anyway. When the newer movies came out. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I hate speculating on other people's fucking opinions.
Right.
I'll have poor choice in friends then.
I like all of them. If you put a Godzilla movie on, I'm happy. I don't care.
Let's see. Next question. Whatever happened to a Through the Shot Glass episode on Cool World?
Oh, Through the Shot Glass just became very difficult to make. I mean, the last one we made, I had like a fucking insane episode after. I was super hungover. So
did you have flashbacks of Vietnam?
I wish. That probably would have been better. I just puked a lot. So maybe when we're in person at some point, we'll do another one, but it's just too much.
Sean Berry asks, question, David, how do you manage to be lazy, oblivious, and geographically confused all at once?
Oh, I have the perfect answer for that, especially on this day, because I'm an American.
Okay. I thought
that's actually a really good answer. I feel like he could have said any number of dumb things there. He actually said something accurate and funny.
Yeah,
we're Americans. We don't do the right thing. We keep doing the wrong thing until it turns out right.
That is actually very deep, David.
I told you, the force is strong.
Deep shit. No.
Oh, you mother.
Let's see. So SlayerZilla54 says, I'm currently writing a Godzilla fanfiction series called Reign of Destruction, which will run for 200 chapters. Any advice on how to make it good?
Just spell check, please, and make sure
read aloud. Read everything you write. Read it aloud. You'll pick up the mistakes faster.
Yeah, just reread it. Make sure it makes sense, and make sure it has a distinguished voice. You don't want it to just sound like random nothing. That's sometimes how fan fiction comes off, is people just kind of throw their idea out there without any kind of like tone or any kind of point of view. And I think that's important. You're telling a story. You're not just kind of giving a pitch. So remember that. I think have fun with it. You're writing a fan fiction series. You're not doing it for money. So make sure it's for fun, and I don't think you'll go wrong.
I think
you use it for practice for when you write original stories.
I think what he meant with the question was, how do I not make it like Adam's Godzilla Saga?
I've never read Adam's Godzilla Saga, but I've heard things.
We would not know. I apologize.
Man says least favorite and favorite current SOS member.
Oh Jesus, that's fucking gnarly. Least favorite.
I mean, you're all my least favorites.
I feel like everybody has moments of each. No, no, I'm kidding. I don't know. I would say that.
Let's see.
Prepared to have some feelings hurt.
Favorite is probably Bill because he's the most reliable. Least favorite is me.
No, I mean, see, you guys are just like, I definitely think that I feel like David occupies both. I genuinely feel that way. I'll tell you why. I'll explain to you. I had to think about that for a minute, but I genuinely think that David fits both.
Probably.
Because
At times you question why are you why is he your friend? At the same time you're like, oh, that's why.
thank God he's here though, because otherwise the show would just be three sensible, rational Godzilla fans discussing pop culture, and that's not interesting. It's interesting because we just have this chaotic force of nature in the midst who makes things impossibly unorganized, and his apathy and insanity managed to give it this totally unique personality. So I think David is both, because he makes the show more difficult to host, but it's always worth it.
So you admit I am a force of nature.
Yes.
A chaotic one that makes my life difficult.
So when are you gonna admit to reviewing that Balto review or the Balto?
We're gonna do it when we'll do it. We will do it though.
Let's see.
Sean asked, "Who's my favorite samurai from Seven Samurai?" Definitely Toshiro Mifune's character, and then followed up by
mine's definitely not Jason, the Red Ranger.
Very good.
Mine's Krillin.
What is the name of the actor who played Dr. Yamane? Takashi Shimura. Takashi Shimura is my second favorite samurai in Seven Samurai. He's also very good. Those two are my favorite, though.
Let's see. Crooked says, question, Andres, have you not asked me to be in audio synchronicity because of your fear of me and Braden meeting? If so, I understand. I thought I asked you at one point, and you mentioned you didn't you're okay with being a commenter. Either that or maybe I'm confusing you with someone else. But yeah, I'd totally love to have you on the live show on my channel one of these days. Let's see. Braden Connor asks, what have been some of the biggest rewards of doing SOS for this long? What has been some of the biggest challenges?
Oh, I got an answer.
Go for it, David.
Wait, what was the question again?
You see what I mean?
Biggest rewards and biggest challenges.
That question was just answered right there.
Well, biggest reward was that I wasn't replaced with the Mr. Potato Head toy, like Brayton suggested.
Or an ET figure.
Or an ET figure. Challenge is trying to get enough screen time.
Maybe talk more, which thank God you're doing, for better or worse.
Maybe if you paid attention, which you have been doing better lately.
I try, but then, I get less screen time, so I'm like, why bother? I'll just, put on Halo, Call of Duty, or porn, whichever.
See, but David, I always have to address you directly in order to get you to say anything. Like the other guys, they just throw themselves on me. Like, I have to beat them off with a stick. It's like I have to draw you out like a scared kitten.
Well, Bill, I am like a child who is doing the silent treatment to get his parents' attention.
Mm. Well, for me, the biggest reward has been the community for sure. I mean, even before we started doing SOS, I mean, we
look at who's commenting, David.
We have 30 people actually watching this. Like, that's a miracle to me.
Yes,
that's a miracle to me that we have so many people who give a fuck, even if we go weeks and weeks without posting anything. Weeks and weeks without updating them on what we're doing, they still give a fuck enough to check in on us. That that to me is the biggest reward, and to continue to try and please those people and do new things to interest those people. That's what I find is the biggest reward. But that's also the biggest challenge, is continuously trying to keep it fresh, because if it gets boring for us, it gets boring for the audience. And I think we had that problem for a while when we were still doing the whole, well, we'll just do whatever when we get on. I think we definitely really improved our game when we started kind of planning things out a little bit
Although it would be nice to have like a free ball episode and just go back to doing like the whole random thing and see how that works out, just to like every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if this one was a little bit of that because we've been doing so much Q&A with the audience, and it's been kind of all over the place. But
it feels like the old school days.
It definitely does. It's just it's always a worry when we're actually like on the like when we're just recording it late at night, because then it just stretches to like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then it just goes on too long, and there's no end point. But
Yeah.
but sometimes it can be worth it just to have that insanity unfold.
Yeah.
But I think we still maintain this air of tangents because we'll bring up something and that'll just inspire us to a tangent, you know?
Oh yeah.
We never stay on topic for sure.
Right. I guess for me, one of the biggest rewards has definitely been like meeting some of the fact that you guys have kind of grown to become practically family to me. And
Oh, yeah.
it's like being able to call you guys my best friends is one of the greatest blessings I've ever had in this life of mine, to be serious for once. And also being able to have the chance to, you guys have inspired me so much to go and do my own creative endeavors. And the fact that we've gone on so many places. I mean, if it weren't for you guys, I would never have gone to G Fest and meeting, the community, the G Fest community there, which have also been acted as further inspirations. Like, you guys have provided so much for me on a practical, spiritual, mental, familial level. On so many levels, you guys have provided so much for me, and that's like those have been some of the biggest rewards for me. As for challenges, I'll just default to David Shenanigans.
Andres, man, it has been an amazing journey, and I hope it never ends. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Let's see.
So Bill, why are you talking to the air again?
I'm trying to look more at the camera. I'm laying back more so I'm more comfortable.
Are you high?
He's doing the whole Negan lean thing.
Yeah. I'm actually fasting because I have blood work tomorrow because of my stomach problems I've been having. So yeah, I'm very stoned. Because I can't eat, so I need to do something. And
So
you would think, oh, you wouldn't smoke weed because you'd have the munchies. I took care of that earlier. So now it's just I have to do something in order to keep my brain going.
Let's see. Sean Berry asks, question, who is your favorite James Bond?
See,
I'm gonna go with Pierce Brosnan only because he was my era's Bond, my childhood Bond. And I'm not a Bond guy.
Brosnan was always the kind of general public's Bond. He was always the one who brought the character back in the 90s into the general public's kind of awareness. Because when Timothy Dalton took over, he kind of went underground again. James Bond wasn't the huge household name that GoldenEye being on the N64 made Pierce Brosnan's Bond. But Timothy Dalton is my Bond. I'm controversial on that. Timothy Dalton, Connery, and Craig are my Bonds. Those are the ones who, in my opinion, encapsulate the character best. And I'm also a Fleming purist. I love the original book Bond. I feel like he's the, everybody kind of forgets that there was a real man who experienced this kind of espionage, who wrote those books, and he romanticized it beyond all fucking belief. And ultimately, he was just trying to make lots and lots of money with it. But he did inject a lot of the reality and humanity into that character. And I feel like the movies have a lot of the classic ones in particular gloss over that. But the recent ones have done a much better job at emphasizing that, almost to another fucking bad extent with like Spectre, where they took that way too far. But yeah, no, that's definitely my viewpoint. I would definitely say if I had to watch a Bond movie, though, I would probably it's either Dalton or Connery. I'll definitely say that. If it's a classic Bond movie, I would rather see Connery. But if just a general James Bond story, I think Timothy Dalton is the closest to the books. David, how about you?
My favorite James Bond is Idris Elba.
I thought I had a part of me wanted to say that.
Fuck you if we're doing fan castings. I've been saying it forever. Put Michael Fassbender in that fucking role.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, guys. Sean Bean.
If the man can act out the "I'll do the fingering" scene and make it work, then he can be James Bond. He can do anything at that point. He is untouchable.
Well, apparently Daniel Craig is coming back.
He's doing one more, which is cool. I hope it's good because I didn't like the last one.
Didn't he say Spectre was going to be his last one?
He said he would want to cut his wrists if he ever had to do it again.
Yes.
That's what he said. So he didn't say that it was his last one, technically.
So same thing with us. I would rather cut my wrist than do these live streams again.
Oh,
And yet you
great.
still keep coming back.
Coming back. Although I'm legally required to, or else Bill will take away my health benefits.
Exactly.
Again, you have health benefits.
He's the only one.
I only have dental. That's the only thing. That's the only one Bill is willing to bargain with.
Only dental. We would kill for dental.
Yeah.
Dylan, how about you, Ben?
Oh, what was the question? I was BRB at the time.
Favorite Bond
Oh,
ever?
Ever.
I mean, you gotta go Connery, I guess.
Okay.
Roger Moore's hit to miss ratio is too high. Dalton, while good, only got 2 movies. George Lazenby only got 1 movie. Brosnan's a lot of fun, and Daniel Craig could smile every once in a while. But yeah, Connery. I mean, it's the classic.
Well, to answer the question, honestly, I'm gonna go with others too. Pierce Brosnan. He was my first James Bond, and
he's the Bond you remember personally.
Yeah, he was the one I grew up with, but Sean Connery was my second James Bond.
I just don't like any of Brosnan's movies outside of GoldenEye.
See, my first introduction to Pierce Brosnan's James Bond was seeing Die Another Day in the theater, so that left a certain impression.
Like even Daniel Craig's movies that I don't love, like Quantum of Solace and Spectre, I still think they're more interesting than like the bad Brosnan movies, like In the World Is Not Enough or Tomorrow Never Dies or fucking Die Another Day. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I just find it more interesting. There's more to those movies.
The World Is Not Enough is the one Pierce Brosnan Bond movie that I compare it to Mega Giris in a way.
Really?
It's so forgettable.
Exactly. And somehow Roger Ebert liked it?
He was maybe stoned.
Let's see. Joel Davis says, do you hope that if Toho does a cinematic universe much like Showa, they will have reoccurring villains, both human, monster, and alien? Example, a Godzilla version of Hydra.
I mean,
that'd be neat.
That's how you do a universe, isn't it? So, yeah.
I still want my Varan solo movie, second solo movie. Get on that, Toho.
Where's the Maguma standalone? Can we get the Maguma standalone?
Let's see. D-Man1954 asks, question, Bondapalooza?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Just like we'll get to the Balto review?
Answer, kinda?
Crooked Lore says, question, why is Shin Godzilla the best Godzilla ever? I mean, it is so amazing, like the best Godzilla movie. Isn't that right, Brayton?
Ha!
Yes, it's very good because of Anno, as I like to call him, God.
I feel like maybe this is a bait. I feel like maybe this is bait for something. I feel like I'm a fish in a pond just seeing a hook come down, and I'm just like, oh man.
My favorite part of that announcement wasn't even the cinematic universe. It was we're not doing a Shin Godzilla 2.
As if that was like the bigger deal. And it was like, oh.
And everyone lost their shit.
That was confirmed.
It was to me.
It was never confirmed. It was never confirmed. It was just a bunch of people saying, I don't know, maybe. I like to do it. I want to do it. I don't know. It's just a lot of maybe unofficial maybes, but it's like it was never a for sure thing.
Shin Godzilla is The Last Jedi. It's the big polarizing franchise film that I'm on the opposite side of. You know what I mean? It's I can't criticize people who hate The Last Jedi, even though I liked it, because I feel like the way they feel about it is how I felt about Shin Godzilla when everybody else was raving about how fucking genius it was. So. It's
and I understand how you feel, even though you're wrong. It's fine. No.
meanwhile, even if I loved the movie, it's not conducive to having sequels. I think it's a much better standalone fare. I find.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I took it at the time, and that's why I enjoyed it as much as I did, and why I continue to enjoy it.
I kind of see it as an extension of the Millennium series because it's just this one-off weird thing.
Yeah, Well, it's almost more Godzilla anthology than that was. It's very GMK in that way.
Godzilla
Let's
Anthology. That's the title for the cinematic universe.
Have you, Amanda771, have you ever been annoyed that some people consider Tremors a giant monster movie in the same vein as Godzilla?
I don't
No.
care really because I've never seen the Tremors movies, and they're bigger than people, so I'll give it to them.
I mean, they're monster movies. I mean,
Yeah, they're monster.
People put Jurassic Park in the same vein as Godzilla, and I mean, I don't, but I understand why.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I mean, they both fit under the monster umbrella, but that's so vague.
Exactly. That's why I don't really think it matters. Like, if the size of the monster is really such a problem, then I mean, I would be annoyed if people wanted to see a crossover. I wouldn't even be annoyed. I would just be like, well, that's not going to work. There's really nothing there's really no way to go there.
Challenge accepted.
I feel like there's so many other better franchises to cross over Tremors with. Like, Godzilla's not what you cross that over with. You do it with Predator. You could even do that with Aliens, and I feel like it might be interesting. You could do it with any number of things. I could almost see, like, a crossover between that and, like, I don't know, the 70s Hulk show. Like, any number of fucking things that you can throw like those creatures into that will be more interesting.
Just have Lou Ferrigno's Hulk fight the fucking Tremors.
It wouldn't even be so much about that. It would be more of you just take David Banner and you throw him into that situation, and obviously it's not going to end well for him, and maybe he can save some lives along the way and throw some people out of the way because that's what he's good for.
What if you retold the original Tremors movie but turned it into a Doctor Who episode? So the TARDIS
That will be another crossover that will be better.
The TARDIS pops up in the middle of the fucking desert, and it's fucking whatever Doctor you want to use. One of the 12 with a penis or the one without. They bump into Reba and all kinds of shit happens. Kevin Bacon would be there. It'd be great.
Live with Minya or live with Hedera forever? Definitely Minya. Hedera is going to do weird shit to you when you're sleeping.
Minya will too, but it'll be more pleasant.
All right, if that's how you feel.
Because he's not a toxic sludge monster that kills cats. He's just a creepy thing.
I feel like
which version of Michiro Oshima's Godzilla theme is the version that you like the most?
I'm not.
Maybe X Mechagodzilla?
Yeah, we're talking about those, right? Okay.
Yeah. Dun.
I think that's the best one.
Oh, that one, the inferior Godzilla theme, right?
She worked hard.
Woman.
Aww.
Oh,
Come on, guys.
fucking inferior.
She
Anyway,
tried.
I mean, it's got stiff competition, to be fair.
I mean, they made a different one. I think it's good and it's unique, and it gives those movies an identity of their own.
It's kind of like the Batman theme from the Joel Schumacher movies.
Yeah, it's generic. It's generic.
It's different, and it's fine, and it fits the character, but it's got such an act to follow that
right.
it just pales in comparison.
Wow, we missed a lot.
Yeah, we need to like bum rush through these.
I like isn't there like a section of that where there's like some drums? Like I like the drum part.
Oh yeah, dun 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 dun, and then
Andres,
it goes like, yeah.
You continue. I gotta plug my computer in. I just realized it's not plugged in. I don't want it to die on us.
Who's your favorite guest? Who's your favorite guest that you've had on the show? Mine is me.
I mean, we had the guy who was writing Rulers of Earth on the show once. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, Chris Mowry. That was a lot of fun to have him on.
Yeah, I couldn't remember his last name. Thank you, Mowry. Yeah, that was
like one of the first times it felt like we were a legit podcast, like Kaiju Cast.
He's the only name that we've really had.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brayton. Yeah, that was cool.
Let's see. Next question: are the AT-AT walkers from the Star Wars from Star Wars considered mechs? Yes, always.
I mean, yeah.
Sean Berry says, question: favorite performance from the French Orson Welles?
What?
Favorite performance from Orson Welles? Unicron.
Transformers. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unicron. I love how little
love
of a fuck he gave.
I love the performance of a dying Orson Welles.
You are a
dying
toy who attacks other toys. Awesome.
Always. Yes. Let's see. Going down. Question: how would you feel about a Walking with Dinosaurs style mockumentary set on Monster Island, but with a large focus on Godzilla? That's the movie that's the Godzilla movie I've always wanted.
I've wanted to see that ever since I was a kid watching Walking with Dinosaurs the first time.
I was actually considering doing a kind of a mini documentary on that by compiling all the footage of the show era films where kind of set on an island and just have like somebody narrate over it.
Yeah.
I got lazy, so yeah, that's
You couldn't find a homeless guy with a golden voice to do the narration.
I mean, Andres was the closest thing.
Remember when that used to be a meme, kids?
Long time ago.
Next, ever consider doing reviews for the Tremors movie? No.
Not together. I've considered doing stuff on my own about it, but
I haven't even seen all of them. You know, to be honest, I think the sequels, I don't know. I was like, this is a bridge too far. I like the first one, and it just got stranger. Like,
2's good. 3's insane and kind of boring, and that's kind of weird that it's insane and also boring. And then 4 is nothing.
And now there are 6 of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the newer ones. They don't look good though at all.
I saw a bit of 5 recently, and I was barely paying attention, but I didn't really like what I was seeing.
Let's see. Next, what is your least favorite Star Wars movie and cast?
Least favorite Star Wars movie. Least favorite Star Wars movie is definitely Attack of the Clones. I know most people immediately jump to Phantom Menace, but hear me out. Attack of the Clones is so much more boring than the Phantom Menace. At least there are pretty colors and things happening in the Phantom Menace. You got the pod race in the middle. You got the fight at the end. Attack of the Clones is mostly a huge snooze fest with a terrible love story that doesn't.
I don't like sand.
I would say it's the 2008 Clone Wars movie. No.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Wait, are we counting that?
It's a movie technically.
And I mean, favorite. I'm not that interesting. I like The Empire Strikes Back a lot.
My favorite would definitely be A New Hope. That was my first, and I still love it to this day. It's like the greatest template for any action adventure movie. The classic hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always feel unoriginal when I say it, but yeah, I acquiesce to the de facto opinion. Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Far and away.
Let's see. Next, Crooked says, question, why am I so goddamn talented? Is it because I wear a top hat nonstop?
That might help, but
Maybe.
It's also probably because you're really humble.
I feel like if I wore a top hat nonstop, I would get more shit done. So
yeah. Let's see.
I tried a top hat on once at a I don't know, some kind of like a flea market or something, and I got to say, very underrated kind of hat. There is no way not to look dashing in a top hat.
It tried to eat you.
Let's see. Within your 100 podcast episodes, what is your favorite moment?
Oh God, favorite moment?
It's got to be the moment where we're losing our minds over Live Free or Diabetes.
So many that I don't remember them.
Oh man,
I forgot about.
I mean, I think my favorite episode overall. Oh man, there were some killer. I mean, some of the holiday ones we've done, like some of the Halloween ones and some of the Christmas ones, have been really killer.
Mm-hmm. And of course, like any show, all our best stuff is at the beginning.
No, I don't think so. I feel like a lot of our really better stuff is more recent. Like,
okay,
yeah,
I feel like the last Halloween special was really good. The one we did with Brayton.
I feel like at some point there was a roster change and it really affected the court in a positive way.
Yeah,
but there was not that there was not good stuff before that. It's just that it was, it's a little tainted now. But the Would You Rather special back in the day was really fun.
Oh yeah.
I halfway expected Andres to say, my favorite episode is the second one because there was this new guy who came on, and he was really great.
Yeah, I'll just say the first one. I feel like the original formula worked best. Nah.
My favorite moments were when either Bill or Andres were sick.
Wow, that's
okay.
nice.
You remember when Dave thought that killer clowns were the funniest fucking thing in the planet?
I remember that.
You know, one thing that I miss from the old days is the jizz scale. We got to bring back the jizz scale. What do you think, audience? Hashtag jizz scale. Yes, no, please bring it back.
Hashtag jizz yes or jizz no.
Jizz.
I can't breathe. My neck.
Let's see. Brain Cotter asks, new season of the Godzilla Gang?
I've always wanted to bring them back in some capacity, but I've never found the right idea.
There's
several different scripts that I've done over the years.
There's a long storied production hell.
Yeah. I don't know. It's also not something that's like the original set's gone now. The original bar set. So I could never go back to that.
Let's see. Sean Berry says, question, what are your thoughts on Atragon? What are your thoughts on Matango? Atragon, decent. Matango, great.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way.
I love Matango so much. Atragon was good, but I don't know that I would ever watch it again. Whereas I'll watch Matango right the fuck now.
I feel like Atragon is really a really generic science fiction action movie that Ishiro Honda made because he was like, oh, this'll be necessary, and then he made Matango. Was like, I'm gonna have fun with this.
I have the opposite reaction to that. I think Atragon.
Well, you're wrong. No.
Matango is decent.
You're wrong. It's fine. It's what usually happens with you.
Why do you like Atragon better? What do you think is ungeneric about it?
Wait, about what?
Atragon.
Oh, I think it's generic. I just think it's really, really fun.
Okay, you don't think Matango is also fun?
No, if anything, it's creepy, which is one of the things I like about it because it has this Lovecraft inspiration behind it.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. I think it has a more it has a real atmosphere and tone to it outside of Atragon, which doesn't.
But to be fair to Matango, I only seen it the one time in Japanese. I may have to give it another watch, just to,
just to get the full boner effect. I understand.
Okay, let's see. Next, skipping over one that was already asked. What's the prerequisites for joining the Sons of Serizawa? Okay, you have to be either A, Bill, B, David, B, me, or D, Dylan. If you are any of those prerequisites, you can be in the podcast.
I see what you did there because my name starts with D.
Very good.
I was here before you.
Oh, there go fireworks.
Yeah, those are pretty much the.
That's not the gist scale, Bill.
That's a very violent gist scale.
Yeah, it's hot, man. Pop it like it's hot. It's popping pretty loud. I can hear it.
Let's see. Brayden says, question, can we ever expect the SOS the motion picture? If you want to have those shitty Channel Awesome style movies, sure, we can make one ourselves.
We'll film it all at G-Fest. It'll be great.
There was a script, but it wasn't very good.
I did write a script under Adam's supervision. I never finished it.
Let's see.
There is a full treatment of it, again, under Adam's supervision, and I don't feel too confident about that treatment.
I really like how right after he left, we were like, oh, wait, we're not going to talk about it. We're never going to talk about it. And now, every 5 minutes, that fucking asshole.
You just stopped caring at this point. Let's see. Question. What are each of your thoughts on Martin Scorsese's film Taxi Driver? It's brilliant.
It's a very good film.
I've never seen it.
That's one of those movies that it's like I feel that I'll never watch again. Where it's like I really liked it and it was very thought provoking, but I would never sit through it again because it was just too much of an ordeal.
That's one of those movies that I still need to see. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to
let's see. Next question. Do you think the documentary Animal Icons it came from Japan holds up.
No.
Well, in what sense? I mean, is the information still accurate? Mostly. Is it up to date? I mean, obviously not.
No.
You obviously watch it for nostalgia, which I still do sometimes.
It's a neat little time capsule of what Godzilla was at the time and what the public perception was.
Of him.
Yeah, at the time.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay, so. Next question. Can I start, Crooked says, can I start an offshoot of the SOS podcast and call it the Ugly Stepdaughters of Serizawa? Sure, but you're going to have to contend with the Daughters of Daisuke with that.
And the Nephews of Nagamine.
And there's a very large...
Whoever those are.
There's a very large extended SOS family, you know, and...
just to be clear, Sons of Godzilla is not affiliated with the Sons of Serizawa.
Oh yeah, that used to be a thing. Holy fuck!
What was it again? The
Sons. We are the Sons of Godzilla.
Yeah, Chris and Kyle's thing.
Wasn't there like
we are tonight's entertainment?
Wasn't there like a Daughters of Destroya at some point or some shit?
There have been many people over the years who have been inspired by us to do podcasts, which is great. I love that we inspire people to be creative.
We just didn't inspire them to do it good, apparently.
Nowadays, everyone wants to be Goji Fan 93 or D-Man 1954. Mostly Goji Fan 93. I mean, how many YouTubers do you see with the word Goji Fan in front of their Goji Fan insert here?
I just realized that.
Let's see. Next. I gotta go. D-Man says I gotta go. I'll wait until you read this. Have a great rest of the stream. Thank you very much, D-Man, and thank you so much for being a supporter of the show since the beginning.
Big time, man. Thanks. We appreciate it.
I know you mentioned to us that you mentioned to me, actually. I'm not sure if you mentioned to the other guys, but you mentioned that all of us here at the SOS have been like a big inspiration for you to start your own YouTube channel. And ironically enough, your channel is like way bigger than any of ours could ever achieve. Have grown to a level that any of ours could ever hope to achieve. So the fact that we inspired you and you have gone on to be even bigger, more well-known than us, that is like an incredibly huge compliment, man. We're very, at least for me, I can speak for myself, that I'm very proud of you and what you've accomplished. And, keep on doing the great work that you continue to do, D-Man. Let's see.
He has more subscribers than us?
Yeah, dude's got like what, 15, 17? I forgot how many
he creates regular content, so that's
something you used to do, David Bill. Why did I say David? Well, also David.
Why did you say David?
Mostly because you know what? It's because I'm used to criticizing you, David. That's why.
Oh, yeah, it was true. Muscle memory. Oh, he does it like every couple days though, right?
Every couple months.
I still feel like he does it more regularly than I ever did.
He's got 27,000 subscribers now.
I didn't even know that many people still like Godzilla now.
The box office figures didn't give me that idea.
Let's see, going down. Brayton says, "How have you not replaced David with a Mr. Potato Head doll?"
That's one of the things I'm grateful for, that I have not been replaced with the Mr. Potato doll.
Andrew Ascona says, "Who's the most boring Godzilla kaiju?"
Maybe Shokiris.
Oh, Dagara, because now he was in Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, so I can officially count him as a Godzilla kaiju. So Dagara.
Yeah, boring kaiju from a boring fucking movie.
I'm getting lost in the comments here. Where are we?
Fuck Gorgo with his little white puff body.
Oh, that Gorgo, right on.
Let's see. Let's be real, Andres. Godzilla Saga isn't going to happen at all. I didn't mention that. That was Dylan. Let's see. Oh, no, that was David. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't mention that this time.
I mentioned that?
Yes. Sean Berry says, Andres, is there secretly a third member of your noir show? He's voiceless and faceless, but he has a presence.
Brad Pitt?
Is that a reference to the third man?
Yes, Brad Pitt.
Toho Society, what's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I don't know. Ah!
I never said this before, but don't swallow.
Most well-shot Godzilla film, cinematography-wise.
Godzilla 2014. That's my pick.
Well,
interesting. No, probably the original. I would say the original.
Well, that's cheating.
Why is that cheating?
Because everyone picks 54 in every category.
Yeah, but it is that though. I'm sorry, it just is.
To be honest, I don't even have an answer for this question because I usually just don't pay very much attention to cinematography. It has to be something super special to like grab my attention, like some of the stuff in Blade Runner 2049, which was fucking amazing. But most of the time when I watch a movie, I'm not thinking of, oh look, they're doing a fucking right over the shoulder shot or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Let's see. So, Dillophilo says, how do you execute the premise of Godzilla Monster Planet and make it better than the anime? You give the people what they want.
I think you do 2D animation.
Yes.
You create a Godzilla world that's more identifiable to not even like the original, just something that just is more identifiable at large.
Yeah, maybe 10,000 years is a bit too far into the future.
I already have the perfect Godzilla anime. It's called Final Wars. It came out in 2004.
I also think you make it less about doing modern anime tropes in a Godzilla anime and just make it more about telling a good Godzilla story. Mm-hmm. And don't do it as a guy wants revenge on Godzilla. That's been done way too many times. So, need something new.
Let's see.
You know what would be crazy?
Write better characters.
You know what would be crazy if they fucking adapted like Rulers of Earth, like if they took some of the American comics and were like, "Hey, these were actually good."
I would die. That would be amazing.
They would never do it.
I think like Godzilla Cataclysm is a better Godzilla Monster Planet than the Monster Planet we actually got.
I enjoyed that more. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't rock my sock. It didn't like knock me off my feet.
It was not brilliant by any means.
Yeah, but it was better.
It has similar issues of genericness, but not nearly as bad.
GPN host Godzilla Gamera 02 says, when do you guys not watch porn?
Now? And pretty much that's it?
When I'm at work.
Yeah. When we're podcasting, I don't.
That's not true.
Well, most of the time when we're podcasting, I don't.
Let's see. Godzilla King of Kaiju says, request Andres, I demand you give me all the spoilers for the City on the Edge of Battle now.
Oh yeah, he's been demanding that like 6 times by now.
Right.
Nothing happened.
Yes, that's it. There's nothing to spoil. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. That's generally how the entire that's a City on the Edge of Battle in a nutshell right there. Nothing happens. You want to know spoilers? Go check out Matt from Tokusatsu Monstrosities Tokusatsu Vlogs channel and see his review for that. He essentially goes over everything. As for specific questions, I can't really do it here because I know there's a lot of people who probably don't want spoilers. Next, let's see. I would love, Joel Davis says, I would love an SOS movie on the level of Taboli Flea minus the drama that was Channel Awesome.
If we get special effects that good, we would use them to make something better, I assure you.
That good, he says.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
What you're saying is if we had special effects, that's essentially what that boils down to.
Sean Berry says, question, favorite and least favorite non-Godzilla Tokusatsu film? Yes, Frankenstein versus Baragon.
Oh, I like that one a lot. War of the Gargantuas, Rodan, the Human Vapor.
My favorite non-Godzilla kaiju movie continues to be Daimajin. And if I had to pick a least favorite, Rebirth of Mothra 2. I don't like it.
Okay. Let's see. My least favorite, Rebirth of Mothra 2, easily. Let's see. Question, when will you guys do a video focusing on your favorite porn parodies? I don't have any.
I'd rather do a video focusing on my favorite porn stars.
Tomorrow.
As soon as we get to do a crossover with Brad Jones, then I think it'll be prime time for that discussion.
Let's see. Going down. Crooked says, question, should I be torturing Andres in his videos or should I spread my crookedness to the whole SOS group?
Definitely.
It's crooked, so is there any need for any more crookedness?
What have we done?
You're associated with me. That's what you've done.
I don't care. People take shots at me all the time. I'm used to it.
As evidenced by the Dank Bill memes page.
I'm very used to it.
Question: you guys been to G-Fest? What is the cosplay scene like? Kind of limited.
Yeah, I mean,
there isn't a whole lot of it. It's except at the parade. I mean, they do it all at the parade. And then what is there is the people who go all out. They go all out. You know.
Yeah, there's probably like a total of maybe 20 people cosplaying.
Yeah, you can't compare it to like
30.
You can't compare it to like Comic-Con, where I would imagine that at least 70% of the people there are in some sort of costume. It's true. To be fair, if you're going to cosplay as a kaiju, there's a lot more work involved. You have to like build a suit. Like you can't just throw on a wig and be your favorite anime character. So it's harder to get in on like an entry level. So that plus the fact that the con itself is just so much smaller means that you don't have a ton of that, but there is some of it, and it's great. I mean, I've met Jaguar at G-Fest. I had a wonderful moment with our friend Jacob Baker, where we both passed by Ella King in the hall and like geeked out, and it was great. That was a great costume too. Some of the ones that you see are really good, but there's just not that many of them.
The con's now haunted now, isn't it?
Yes.
Supposedly.
Someone died in that someone died there. And the people have a right to know.
You're lying.
It's not an earthquake. No, sir, it's definitely not.
She wasn't drunk. She was being led.
By ghosts. Let's see. Going down. Question from Amanda: are you ever going to do reviews of Godzilla Rulers of Earth volumes 5 and 6, Godzilla in Hell, and Godzilla Oblivion?
Potentially.
Maybe.
That's a no.
I'll just say potentially. That's all I'll say at this point. Any and all things are possible.
Let's see. My friend from the Sunday.
I'd rather we get back into reviewing the Ultraman manga, because then I could light a fire under my ass to read more of it.
Let's see. My friend from the Sunday night live stream, Lydia, asks, "You have a Lucille?" I don't know what that's referencing. Is that something we mentioned? Do we ever mention about a Lucille?
I don't know.
Uncle Phil's pool cue from the episode of Fresh Prince was named Lucille. So maybe
I don't know what loose seal, like seal when he's cutting loose. Is that?
I don't know. Let's see. Going down.
Watches Arrested Development.
Let's see.
See a lot of people missing Shinpei's toy shop. That was also a good moment before the.
Oh yeah, we were gonna make that too.
I recorded. I recorded my lines for it too.
You were the only one.
It was the only one who did the work. I tried to. I kept rewatching that scene that I was supposed to cover, and I was like, I can't come up with shit for this. This is just stupid. It's just a boy and a billboard and a bunny. Like what? There's no moon landing conspiracy here. What am I doing?
Let's see. D-Man1954 says, in all seriousness, though, I do have to give you all a personal thank you. The SOS inspired me to start this channel, and I have you guys to thank for everything that has happened in my life ever since. Let's see. We also had earlier. We had Brahmakian Production says, you guys literally are the inspiration to me, especially Gorzar with his music channel.
David, you're getting some love. Good for you.
Brayton says, question, do you think we'll ever get a Last Crusade remake with Wilford Brimley and Don Fry replacing Connery and Ford?
Likely not.
One can pray.
Yeah. Let's see.
I still want the Wilford Brimley biopic that I pitched to you guys at G-Fest. Do you remember that? We were fucking.
Oh yeah.
We were walking up the stairwell and it's echoey in there, and we just.
Oh yeah, that was one of my favorite moments.
We were laughing so hard we could barely climb the stairs, and I just know that everybody in the hall was like, "What the fuck is going on in the stairwell?"
Let's see.
Do you think David could escape Shinpei's toy shop? Oh fuck no, he's still in it.
David is Shinpei in disguise. Hashtag.
Sean Berry says, question, favorite Jack Nicholson performance? Joker, because that's Jack Nicholson at his Jack Nicholson-iest.
The Joker is probably the most iconic for me, but I would actually say I really like watching him unhinge in The Shining.
I really like him in Wolf.
I haven't seen like
90s.
I haven't seen like that one movie that everybody raves about that he's in, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So
yeah, I've seen like half of that. That's really good.
So I can't.
I also remember really liking The Bucket List back in the day. With fucking him and Morgan Freeman. That was always a fucking good time.
The original version of Little Shop of Horrors. Deep dive there.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Question: what's a film genre you're not familiar with but want to get into?
For me, I guess it's westerns. I'm not really super familiar with westerns, and I like the ones that I've seen. So that is the samurai genre as a duo. I guess
definitely,
makes sense
definitely samurais.
I'm trying to get into Patrick's bullshit movies.
Those two definitely complement each other. I don't really have one. Most of the genres I care about, I'm already into. So I don't give a shit about getting into rom-com. So at this point, what's left, you know? Now there are genres of porn.
Love stories.
There are genres of porn I'd like to break into. I'll tell you that.
Let's see.
Header is Angels. It's like Charlie's Angels, but starring 3 trash cans. That's great. I like that a lot. That's the question spin-off we can bring back.
Sean Berry says, question, David, how does the internet bow to no man until now?
Wait, are they not bowing to someone right now?
He's saying
how do you?
No, he's saying how do they bow to no man until now? Or basically he's saying why do people not bow to no man until now?
Well, I'm assuming because Trump is president.
Oh, but how though? Like, do they bend at the waist? Do they get down on a knee? How are they? How does it?
Oh, you mean physically?
That's how I took. That's how I took the question.
Oh, in that case, then I mean the same way that somebody would get down when they give a blowjob.
Okay, let's see.
And then you're just like,
sure,
don't do that shit.
Andres Kona says, best Godzilla theme that's not done by Akira Ifukube or Michiru Oshima.
None of them.
I mean, Masaru Sato did a lot of good ones. I really like all his music in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. I like all his music in Sea Monster. I like all his music in Son of Godzilla. So Masaru Sato for me did all the other best Godzilla music.
I do have some nostalgic for.
Yeah. No,
it's like the drunk. I love the drunken trumpet.
I do definitely.
I'm gonna give an incredibly controversial answer just because I like pissing people off. The music in '98 is not bad.
I knew you were gonna say that somehow. Yeah, that is good. David Arnold.
Oh yeah, I can't remember if there's a specific theme, but the music is very nice.
Yeah,
it is super generic though, but yeah, it is good.
Let's see. Lost my place because there's a shit ton of new comments that loaded up.
Yeah, I think soon we're just gonna have to do a last call and just kind of
like we have to this is something that I do with my live streams where it's like once we get to a certain point we like cut off the comments or not cut off the questions and say okay at this point no more new questions and we get through all the questions that are available right now.
Okay, yeah, that might be a good. Well, I'm saying it might be better to do a last call so that way everybody can just put the question because people might want to ask a different one instead of the one they have in the queue.
Well, in that case, you can tell us what the time limit is or what is like the time you want to cut off, and then people can put down their questions.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, David, I know you said you had to be out at a certain time. So how much time do you have left?
I have lots of time because I thought we were doing this at the regular time.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to do this much earlier, so I have like loads of time.
All right, well let's go for another half hour, and then I think we'll stop.
Okay, so Joseph says thoughts on Alien Covenant. I have not seen it, Joseph.
It's so it's fine. It's so fine that it's completely unremarkable in every respect. it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not all that good either.
It's better than Prometheus, I'll give it that, but still nothing special.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I agree with that because the questions being raised in Prometheus are more interesting. But executed poorly. Whereas Alien Covenant, I don't know, at least there's aliens in it. I don't know.
I mean, Ridley Scott's trying hard to outdo Star Wars somehow with Alien, but
I don't know if that's what he's trying to do. I don't know what the hell he's trying to do,
that's
but
what James Cameron's trying to do. And
James Cameron's trying to be like, fuck all the Avengers and Star Wars. I'm gonna make big blue cats.
Aren't you guys interested in the Avatar cinematic universe?
It's like, no.
What does he sound like, Adam?
No.
I've already seen Thundercats. I don't give a fuck.
I've already seen Smurfs and Snorks and all that stuff, and Gummy Bears.
The first dances with Smurfs is all I need.
Let's see.
The last one is. Never
yeah.
mind. I just realized Bill said we're going for another half hour.
Let's see. Joel Davis says, Bill and Dylan, just want to say I love your Doctor Who Godzilla story of yours, especially since you guys use Davros. I love seeing some more Davros love. Let's see. Going down. Question, why do you always call me a child? I must know, says Sean Berry.
I already answered this in the comment section, but I'll answer it again. You are all my children.
That was if that was a Freddy Krueger quote, you forgot to say now. You are all my children now. That's the line.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen those movies.
Dillafellow, favorite 98 character, Animal.
Definitely Animal. He's the only. Well, him and Sean
John Reno.
They're the two best.
Oh, you mean it's not Animal's wife? You don't like Animal's wife?
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill him!
You stupid! No, she's pretty good too.
Bill.
No good gut of worth. Whatever she said.
Chunk.
Bill. Gut of ball puke junk.
Bill.
What about Sneezy or Dopey?
David, what do you want?
Craven, that's Sneezy. Craven.
Since we're on the subject of 98, I have to ask this. How accurately does that movie depict New Yorkers?
100%.
I mean, I've been there. I've been there, and yeah, it's pretty spot on. You take that. Yeah. You take that and the scene from Final Wars. That's a pretty good representation.
The Godzilla franchise is dead on in its representation of New Yorkers.
Question: what are your thoughts on Godzilla Earth?
Godzilla Earth?
Big boy.
That's the thing. After watching both movies, he's nothing special. Like, yes, he's bigger, but they don't take advantage of that in the second movie. So he's just.
We're talking about the anime Godzilla. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For those who don't know, Godzilla Phileas is the official name for the fake Godzilla in the first movie, and Godzilla Earth
is the actual Godzilla, right?
Yeah, Godzilla Earth is the actual Godzilla. So, yeah, he's not interesting at all, really.
As Liam Neeson's prom date said, he's too big. It's at a certain point. It becomes.
But that's the thing. You don't notice that he's big.
Right.
Because the entire world around him is so unfamiliar.
Yeah, he's so uninteresting. I don't know.
Listen,
and
I haven't seen enough of him to become interested either.
But here's the thing. Even if you do watch the second movie, you're just seeing more of the last movie.
Right.
He doesn't really, there's nothing there that makes him unique. He's just... If anything, I feel like the reason why they made him green is so that the animators have an easier time modeling and animating him.
He's green?
Yeah.
I thought it was blue.
He is Groot.
Bluish green, same thing.
I'm not even excited about the fact that Ghidorah's in the third movie at this point, or supposed to be at this point, because they have such a shitty track record with what they did.
Yeah, I mean, this franchise is just sort of a placeholder until the next real Godzilla thing, right? I mean,
I do have to say, even if it is a placeholder, that shouldn't mean we need to set our expectations low. I
don't have any expectations. That's the thing.
Here's the other thing: you don't need a placeholder. Just don't put anything out for a while.
That's how I feel. That's why I'm also not fussed about it. Like, if they want to do a placeholder, fine. They didn't have to call this Godzilla. They didn't have to call this Godzilla either. This could have been its own thing, but they wanted to, try and bring Godzilla into this new modern anime mold. And I don't know if people find that interesting on its own, that's fine. But I definitely am not super jazzed about it. I didn't hate the first one either. I enjoyed parts of it, but I just don't care.
Oh my God, Dillo Fellow said, I'm going to make an SOS podcast palooza. That is a terrible idea.
No, you don't want to do that.
Christ, that sounds painful.
Please let me know where your mind is at after.
Let's see. Brayden Connor says, question, what are the secret origins of the SOS?
Oh,
we were friends, and then we decided to start recording our conversations.
Well, you see, 20 years ago, when the planet Krypton exploded.
Let's see. Next question. Zazubaar, have your opinions changed on Godzilla versus Megaguirus?
No, I don't like it.
Obviously not.
I like it. Let's see.
What about Thor Ragnarok?
I like it.
Fucking great.
What about the Incredible Hulk?
Fucking good.
My favorite, Luke the Lucky TD said, my favorite moment was when Adam left to make a bad movie.
Ooh.
So that's the way he walked.
He did not leave. Let's put it that way.
That is the direction in which he moved.
Speaking of which way they walk, Sean Berry says, what's more pretentious, the Channel Awesome Anniversary movies or which way they suck?
Oh god, definitely whither direction they doth roam. Although I will say that the Channel Awesome
Fleet was To Boldly Fleet was there. At least it's funny enough, both movies attempt to rip off other movies like beat for beat.
The scene where the nostalgia critic goes through the portal and meets Stanley, I mean Doug Walker, is that scene alone is as pretentious as anything anyone has ever made. But on the whole, I would say that which direction they walk is the more pretentious.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Question: what do you think has been Disney's biggest misstep in handling Star Wars so far? A lot of people point to
trying to make new Star Wars movies at all and expecting people to not be upset. If that's they expected.
Doing new episodes, even though that story was wrapped up perfectly, when they could have just made all really neat spin-offs, because I've been enjoying the spin-offs more than I have the new episodes. Also, thinking that every little fucking thing has to be connected. I was so hoping that Solo would be the first time that it would be like, there's no connection, it's just a fun story, and it's his origin, but it's not like they're not setting up shit for the future. And they almost did it, but then near the end, I'm not going to spoil it because there might be people listening who haven't seen it yet, but near the end they do a thing, and I was like, no,
there's a thing.
I don't need that thing.
There's a thing.
At first I thought that thing was the Emperor, and I was going to fucking piss my pants, but it wasn't.
Here's what I think they should have done with the new Star Wars films. Set up a writer's room, because it feels like they're just,
making it up as they go along.
Yeah, that's the problem. They didn't have a plan.
There's no consistencies. J.J. Abrams shat on what I'm assuming is the baby boomers who grew up with, A New Hope. Rian Johnson shat on what J.J. Abrams established with The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I kind of like that about The Last Jedi. I know that pisses off a lot of people, but I really enjoyed all of them.
Yeah,
it was very actively trying to subvert expectations, and I thought that was really fun.
I loved how much of The Last Jedi was just going, hey, that shit that he established in The Force Awakens isn't fucking interesting, so let's fucking stab it through the chest with a lightsaber and do something new.
That's what I liked about The Last Jedi, is that it didn't go in the direction people assumed it was going to go in.
Exactly. But, all right, guys, let's do last call for questions now, just so everybody has the chance to get in there. So everybody, from now on, these will be the last questions. So we're gonna start with GPN host Godzilla Gamer 02. What do you guys think of The Last Jedi?
I still like it.
I like it a lot.
I understand why people have issues with it. And I do agree that the whole thing with Rose and Finn, that whole going to look for that one guy, was a huge waste of time when it all amounted to Jack's squad in the end. Yes, the girl from Jurassic Park with the purple hair, if she would have just told people about what her plan was, things would have also been a lot better, and there would have been a lot less drama. It feels like there's a lot of fabricated drama on that side. Everything with Rey and Luke, I have no problem with.
At the same time, though, she is also a military commander in the midst of a really bad, military situation. So she's probably also trying to avoid telling as many people as possible about her plan, just for security reasons.
The biggest complaint that people have that I don't understand is like, they ruined Luke's character. And I'm like, did they really? Because he was never this perfect fucking Adonis that people seem to have made him out to be in their like memories. He was always a kind of a flawed kid. I mean, when we meet him in A New Hope, he's like this little whiny bitch, and then he goes off on this adventure, and then he ignores what Yoda tells him in Empire Strikes Back. Yoda tells him, once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. Guess what? The Last Jedi actually shows us the fruition of that, because Luke did start down the dark path. He was pretty fucking dark when he showed up at the beginning of Return of the Jedi, and as a result of that, his teaching has been sort of corrupted to where his fucking greatest student turned against him and fucking... And Luke's failing as a character when he almost strikes him down is totally believable. I don't understand why people fucking hate that so much. It's not even like he got close to going through with it. He ignited his lightsaber. He had like a momentary thought of doing it, and then was immediately like, no, that's fucked up. I ain't doing that shit. Like, your character can be human. It's cool. Like, that's actually a good thing.
That is a good thing, and I like that they genuinely surprised us and they did something that we didn't expect, but it was also still really impactful. I think that was the really important and impactful thing with The Last Jedi. And if it didn't work for you, fine. But
I don't like The Last Jedi as much as I did when I first saw it in theaters, because over time, the problems that are there have become more apparent to me. It's definitely not a perfect movie, but I think it's like right in the middle of the pack. And when everybody comes along and is like, it's the fucking worst thing ever, I'm like, calm down. Give this some thought. Also, that battle scene in the throne room is fucking tits, and I don't care what anybody.
Let's see.
We answered the question about Monster Island style mockumentary. We're definitely down for that.
Yeah. Somebody, I don't know who it was.
Actually do that sometime.
I don't know who it was, but somebody asked me if I would marry them. No, it's a shit contract.
Let's see.
Is this the last question we're doing?
No.
Oh.
This is the last call, so we're answering all the questions that have just been asked. These are the last ones, and then we're going to do.
There's one that I think is really great.
Okay.
It's by Cody Bratch. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He said, as it draws ever closer, what are your expectations for Legendary's Godzilla King of the Monsters in 2019?
I hope they don't move away from the fights this time.
My expectation is that Godzilla will be in it. All I want from it is to be good, honestly. Just give me a good movie. I'm not falling into the trap I fell into with 2014, where we spent months analyzing trailers and being like, I bet you this is gonna happen.
Never again.
And then the movie came out, and we were like, oh, that's not at all.
It was a movie.
It was just a movie. Okay.
Yeah, there was no like world-ending like thesis in there. So yeah, I think the goal here will be to go in expecting to be entertained, and hopefully we will be. If anything, my biggest hope is that it's about Godzilla. That's really my big thing, is that 2014 just wasn't, simply. And I want a Godzilla movie that's about him from the story point of view. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Let's see. Question. Favorite decade in terms of movies? 80s.
Yeah, the 80s are really unparalleled in terms of the amount of kick-ass that went on.
Yeah, 80s, 90s, I guess.
Artistically, though, I would probably say that most people might point to the 70s for like artistic, very experimental filmmaking.
I like the 60s a lot too.
I'm gonna go with the 60s simply because of the Showa era, the kaiju.
Okay.
Showa era kaiju films, and also Hammer British movies. That's my jam.
Word.
Brighton says, funny enough, in Adam's last episode of SOS, he talks about quote unquote taking a break, and Bill says, but you'll be back. This isn't like goodbye. Bum, bum, bum.
Wait, was that really? Was that really in that last episode? Because I don't even remember the
irony.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that happening. I remember that happening, but I forgot that it was his last episode. Listen, a lot of shit happened during that break. Leave it at that.
Godzilla King Kaiju said, what's your favorite series? Godzilla, Showa, Heisei, or Millennium?
Definitely.
It's a good toss-up between Showa and Heisei. Because with Showa, I love the amount of variety there. With Heisei, I love the aesthetics of it.
Yeah. Listen, the Heisei Godzilla design is Godzilla to me.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
The character is right. The look is right. The music is right.
Yeah.
But what they did with him was always a little bit like limited. You know, they just never took the full advantage of what you can do with Godzilla in the 90s. They were always a little bit like, well, what'll sell to people? Oh, let's do King Ghidorah again. Let's do Mechagodzilla again.
So I think like maybe the Showa is probably better in terms of overall quality.
I think so.
I would agree. I would agree, especially the older I get and the more I think about it. But Heisei, aesthetically,
there's more variety with Showa. You can watch a dark one or you can watch a super goofy one. That's what I like. And there's also middle ground. I love popping in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster because it's both. It's a gritty, grounded Godzilla movie, and then there's some weird space shit at the end. It's awesome.
But Heisei is definitely the best aesthetically. So it's
cool. G3032 says, "Will you review Godzilla Island?"
Which one's that? The anime or the stop motion one?
That's the No, that's not stop motion. They were just like waving figures around on model sets.
Whichever.
I think Toho talked about uploading them to YouTube or some other streaming website. Let's see.
No. Is not maybe. Can you say my name? I just did.
When you do SOS the motion picture, will there be a panning shot of G-Fest with the Jerry Goldsmith music playing over like when we first saw the new refit Enterprise?
No, because we will never make the movie.
Right. We can't license Jerry Goldsmith. What do we look like?
We'll kidnap him.
Question: What Godzilla?
We'll pull a Kim Jong-un and just kidnap, or was it Il?
Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-il. What Godzilla villain kaiju looks visually pleasing but is boring in your opinion? Space Godzilla.
Yeah, Space Godzilla.
What a letdown that was for me as a kid who was introduced to Space Godzilla in the video games where he was fucking awesome. And then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, okay.
Megaguirus looks cool, but nothing.
Yeah, Megaguirus. Baggin.
Monster X could have been better as his own thing, but they decided to just make him Ghidorah. I think that was a mistake.
Juggernaut for me.
Who'd you say?
He said Juggernaut.
Juggernaut?
Holy shitballs.
Joseph says, Andres, who do you think is better at getting Asians, David or me? You, Joseph.
Somehow Joseph is.
Andres is the best at getting Asians because he's surrounded by them on a daily basis. If he gets anyone, it's going to be an Asian. Like, that's just the way it works.
Unless
what's the next one?
We're a little bit lost in the list. I can tell that for sure.
Going down. We're making Avengers Infinity War references.
Best giant monster movie of the 2010s so far. My favorite's been Kong Skull Island for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely Kong Skull Island.
Yeah. Sean Berry said, all right, guys, I got to head to a comedy club now. You guys are amazing and some of the coolest people I've ever come across. And long live the Sons of Serizawa. Goodbye, guys. Sean Berry.
Listen, we're cool, but you're the guy who's going to a comedy club. Great. Wow, man.
And you're the one watching this, so really you're definitely cooler because, we appreciate
you choose
that.
to support us, yeah. Let's see. Amanda says, question, what is the best and worst Ultraman movie? The best for me, my favorite has always been the Super 8 Ultra Brothers, but for the worst, I haven't watched a bad Ultraman movie, but that's only because I haven't watched a lot of them. Only some of the late 2000s ones, mid to late 2000s. So I can't answer that, unfortunately.
Dave, what's the worst Ultraman movie?
I can't answer that either because I avoid the movies because they're basically
Space Warriors 2000.
If I can name an Ultraman movie that never got made, the theoretical Will Smith Ultraman, I think is.
Oh yeah, that one was called. It was going to be called Ultraman versus Gamora, or no, Ultraman and Gamora at the 2020 Olympics.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes, way.
I almost wish it would have happened just for that moment where Will Smith would have gone, "You mean I'm some kind of Ultraman?"
Sure.
And they would have won an Oscar for makeup.
Best kill in a monster movie. Ooh.
Godzilla killing the male Muto.
Yeah. No, female.
Mito.
I think both.
Hmm.
I think both are really cool. I think the atomic breath one is definitely like that's very. They're both really memorable because when that building falls on them, that's a great fucking moment.
I would give a close second though to fucking Kong pulling out the skull crawler's innards.
The gut buster, as I like to call it.
My favorite giant monster sequence in recent memory though is definitely Kong fighting the helicopters in Skull Island. Like that's just that's perfect in every sense of the word.
The MonsterVerse has been really good about action sequences so far and great fucking fatalities. So hopefully that remains in the last two that we're gonna get.
Okay.
Let's see. Best kill, we already did that.
Camera film with the best special effects for me. I mean, it's definitely the three Heisei movies obviously have the best. And some people think they get better as they go, which is fair enough. But design-wise, I'll always prefer Guardian of the Universe. But 3 definitely has the best special effects.
I actually think that the one in Legion is like a good middle ground between the two. Like it still looks like Guardian of the Universe, but it starts to get a little bit more detailed and looks a little bit closer to what it wound up being in Iris. I really like that design.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. One person said thoughts on Gurren Lagann, which is a giant robot anime from like 2006, I think.
Gurren Lagann, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann?
Let's see. Let me just check the katakana just to see once and for all how this is spelled.
What is that question? We're gonna figure this out now.
It's like do you pronounce it symbiote or symbiote? You know, it's like who cares?
Gurren Lagann. It's Gurren Lagann.
So you're saying we're some kind of symbiotes?
Let's see. So yeah, Gurren Lagann. It's fucking amazing. It's my second favorite anime ever after G Gundam. Anyone who is into anime and loves like crazy over the top shit, watch it.
What's the most unique monster in the Godzilla franchise?
Unique.
Ghidorah.
I mean, Hedorah's a pile of shit. That's pretty unique.
I would also probably say Hedorah or Biollante. But Biollante has the issue of just coming from Godzilla cells, and that became very ununique. But when they did Biollante, that was the first time. So
Biollante is also made less unique by the fact that Little Shop of Horrors came out first.
But I still like it better though.
Do you already read? Do you think an Oni style redesign for Gabra could work?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to see an entire art, like all the Godzilla monsters done in like that kind of ancient Japanese art style.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Zazubaar, what are your thoughts on Kaiser Ghidorah?
He cool.
Luke says thoughts on Which Way They Walk.
Get bad.
Question: who is the most beautiful of the SOS?
Me.
Let's see. What kaiju do you think needs more love?
Definitely Anguirus. Everybody gives Anguirus a lot of shit.
Fucking, it's a tie. Batra and Titanosaurus, both one-off Godzilla monsters that I love and that have strong cult followings. Put those motherfuckers in more things. Redeem them.
Rodan and Biollante as well. Everybody gives them a lot of shit. I like them a lot.
Also, King Caesar.
King Caesar. Who else?
Let's see. Question: I'm currently in the process of my fan fiction. Oh wait, do you guys mind if I get you? If you mind if you get? Oh wait, sorry. Let me repeat from the beginning. I'm currently in the process with my fan fiction, Godzilla, Gamera, Bowser, the Guardians. Do you guys mind if I get? Do you guys mind if you get cameos in Volume 1, the good, the bad, and the anti-hero? I don't mind. I'd be flattered.
I'll whore myself out anywhere, man.
Why not? You know, you don't even have to ask. It's fan fiction. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Question: Zazubaar, are you ever going to do any more Godzilla commentaries?
We'll definitely keep doing those on DFOS for sure.
Let's see. Andrew says, I really want to thank you guys for being super fun and being a source of my entertainment since mid-2015. Ever since episode 48, I've been following you guys and been massive fans of you guys. Thanks so much. Thank you very much, Andrew.
What even was 40? What even was episode 48? I wonder now. Like, I don't even know.
Not a clue.
Question from Co-Creative. Hedorah or Jet Jaguar gave me a drink. Should I not trust it?
Jet Jaguar, I think you're safe, but
you can trust
Hedorah?
Jet Jaguar. He's a cool dude, but Hedorah, listen, a lot of people don't know Hedorah is a huge junkie. He definitely spiked it with something. All right.
You see, I might have put something there that gives you a bit of the sleepy eyes.
Do not go down the path that Udaku went down. Don't do it. You're better than that.
Let's see. Question: will you review?
Right, couple more. I think it's time to wrap up.
All right. Will you review Pulgasari with Galgameth?
I would. We should do a commentary.
I think we watched Pulgasari together one time.
We should definitely record it though. That would be fun.
Next is, what are your thoughts on Monster Island Buddies, and how do you compare it to the Godzilla Gang?
I don't.
Okay.
But I do like that guy. He's fun. I like his stuff, but I don't compare them at all.
What's the best idea for a monster movie you've ever heard of, and what's the worst idea?
That's a very vague question.
Yeah. Anything is the best idea. Anything can be the worst idea.
Anything with a giant monster in it, but just on a conceptual level, I think.
Honestly, and even if something sounds like the best idea or the worst idea, it could be executed in such a way as to make it be the opposite. So it's kind of an impossible question to ask. I mean, if you go back to 2013 and pitch Guardians of the Galaxy to anybody, and they'll tell you, that sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard.
Right.
Question: when we get into that Gay Yeti 2 commentary?
Eventually. And when is Bill doing this commentary? A question will be answered at the end.
GPN host Godzilla Gamer 02. When you guys review Solo, a Star Wars story, when you guys see it? When he just answered it. Yeah.
We have to do Star Wars catch up.
Wait, what was the question?
When are you going to review Solo?
The problem with current movies now for us is that Andres is in Japan, and they don't always get movies at the same time that we do. So,
and we also don't see everything at the same time anymore because we all have lives.
I had to disappear from I had to be wiped out with the Infinity Gauntlet for the first time since Episode 1 in order for them to review Avengers 3.
Right, and it's too hard to get all those stones. So we're just gonna have to wait until everybody's seen it, and if everybody even wants to review it. I mean, if there's even enough there to talk about. I know there's one scene that could definitely be talked about, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Would this involve Brad Pitt?
Do you think it would have been better if George Lucas sold his company to another company other than Disney?
Oh God, who else would have had the money? That's the thing.
Yeah, because if you give it to like Fox or something,
that's no different, if not worse, than Lucas having it.
Can you imagine a Star Wars movie if all the money they had to throw at it was like X-Men Origins Wolverine type budget? Like, fuck.
Yeah, no. I really don't think anybody else would have had the money to do it properly.
Warner Brothers?
No, definitely not them.
No, because they would have given it to Zack Snyder, and then it would have been.
Ooh.
They have the money though. You're definitely on the right track there, but I just don't think they don't have the personality for Star Wars.
They can definitely make it pretty.
Let's see. Thoughts on Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom / Evolution so far?
I'm very excited for both. I know that there's a lot of hesitation with this new Jurassic World movie because it looks too much like The Lost World and there's a dumb volcano in it. I felt that way at the beginning.
And a dumb militaristic, we gotta make dinosaurs for fucking Iran and for fucking Iraq and the war and shit.
I don't know. I'm still down for that just because the idea of like genetic super killing dinosaurs is cool to me, and I think the Indoraptor looks cool. I'm more interested to see who they're selling the rest of the dinosaurs to, because they're not all being sold to military people. So I want to know where the rest of them are going. That's what I'm more interested in.
I still feel like people can fuck the Middle East just as good, if not better, than the dinosaurs, and be easier to control. No, but the first Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom trailer did not look very good at all. We made fun of it, but the more that has come out about it, the more I'm cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
So now
I don't know, man. It looks. I think it looks kind of great.
So now I'm at the point where, like, I hope this is good. Actually, like, it looks like it could be good, and I want it to be good. And Jeff Goldblum's in it, and I love Jeff Goldblum.
I like the idea of what they're doing with the ending. It seems where they're trying to kind of draw it back to the very beginning of dinosaur movies, where it's like old-fashioned Victorian era mansions and stuff like that. Like, we're really digging deep into dinosaur lore, and I think that's cool. So hopefully it just, hits the mark with all the characters in action. Definitely think they have all the right ingredients. As for Evolution, I am very psyched for. I'm more psyched for that, to be honest, because I want to build my own Jurassic Park, and it looks fucking sick.
You know what I'm kind of excited for, and I'm surprised. When I went to see Deadpool 2, I finally saw the trailer for the Meg for the first time. And I was like, this looks like just enough stupid. I'm in.
Really? It looks okay, but Jason Statham has zero charisma, and that shark doesn't look good.
True,
the design.
But Dwight's in it. Dwight Schrute of The Office, he's in it. He's always funny. I don't know. The trailer sells it in a way that I'm like, I think it could be just dumb enough, but not too dumb. You know, it might land in that nice little like deep blue sea area.
Let's see.
Let's only do a couple more because I definitely think it's time to wrap this up. We've been going for 3 hours.
All right, I'm gonna have to look for a good question.
Let's look for a good juicy one because I think we're approaching the end of the list here anyway. So let's look for a good juicy one. I'm seeing a lot of ones that we've answered already. So
yeah,
you guys can definitely go back through the stream, and I think you'll find that we've covered a lot of these.
Yeah, right. Like the whole cinematic universe, we've talked about that already.
Shin Godzilla 2, what's happened with Godzilla Palooza, all that we've kind of covered. So,
Andres, who would win in a fight, Bill or Goku? Yes, that's the answer.
It sounds like a ridiculous question, but they are both canonically Super Saiyans.
Exactly. Yeah, but he's got
Godzilla villain. No. Best and worst Kong movie. No.
What if all the SOS fused together? See,
we'd be the biggest asshole in the world.
We would destroy the world, is what we would do, because our personalities would clash so severely that the conflict on the inside would occur on the outside.
Even Andres, who was the purest of us, we have brought him down to our level, like Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. So he would not be a pretty person.
Crooked says, "Hey guys, I had fun, but I gotta go. Take care, Crooked. Thanks for joining us.
Here, man. Appreciate it. All right, let's. You know what? We'll make this our last one because I think this is a good one. I know we kind of.
Let's just here's another thank you message. Joel Davis says, "Godzilla Palooza was what got me into the analysis game. Thank you, Bill, for making it, and it's still considered my favorite Godzilla analysis series of all time."
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
Congratulations, we got a fan.
He's got 3,700 apparently, supposedly. GPN says, I have been a fan of this podcast since episode 40, and you guys have been a staple in my life since. You guys are awesome. Dillofillo says, I've been watching you guys since 2014. Apologies for bugging you guys on Facebook all that time. No worries, Dylan.
We do it to each other, so it's understandable.
MJ Hill says, I've been following you guys since 2011-ish, and seeing a new video pop up always puts a smile on my face. I can't believe it's been 100 episodes. It's incredible.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much, everybody.
That's why we do this. That's what keeps us coming back. You know, I mean, I enjoy doing this on my own, but if I didn't have people who genuinely got something out of this, I would definitely stop. So. All right, like I said, let's do one more. I think this is a good, somewhat juicy one to end off on. But where is it now? Dream Kaiju crossover. So let's go round robin. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna just throw it out there.
Okay.
I have always wanted to see. I think. And it's weird too. Because Godzilla and Gamera is such an obvious fucking one. But I more want to see those two universes come together, even just outside of the fight of Godzilla versus Gamera. I want to see Godzilla fight Gyaos. I want to see Gamera fight fucking Baragon. I want to see fucking just various kaiju. I want to see those two universes come together more than I even just want to see a solo Godzilla Gamera movie. Because I feel like we're going to be playing with similar tropes to a Godzilla and Kong movie then. But otherwise, also, King Kong Gamera also be fun. But going a little bit more obscure, King Caesar versus Daimajin, that might be fun. They match up more era-wise. That would be a good comic, I think. How about you guys?
Let's see. So
I've had the same answer for years. I've been talking about this for years. I've written entire script treatments and outlines about this idea. I have an idea for a Gamera Daimajin crossover. It works because they're both Dai. And I don't even want to talk about why, but it's something that will never happen. But God, if I had millions of dollars, I'd make it happen.
This is the thing you would do with your millions of dollars.
It's one of the things I would do with my millions of dollars.
Let's see. I would. It's very generic, but Godzilla Gamera is an obvious one. One would be I would always want. It's not a monster kaiju and kaiju unless you can count monster robots, in which case it would be the closest you can probably get to a proper kaiju versus kaiju film while having a Godzilla versus Gundam crossover. And that would be Godzilla versus the Devil Gundam. And since Dylan, you've seen G Gundam, would you consider the Devil Gundam like a monster, like a Mechagodzilla style monster?
The Devil Gundam could definitely be a Godzilla level threat. I mean, that's like Unicron for Gundams. Like that's great. I love that idea.
Yeah. So I would love to have. So I would choose Godzilla versus Devil Gundam.
That all sounds wild. David, how about you, man?
The obvious major crossover between Godzilla, Gamera, King Kong, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai.
All of them. Just throwing everything in there. Fucking everything.
I haven't on how to make it work.
Ultraman with anything, I think, works.
Tokusatsu-wise, I would like to see...
Well, I had an idea for I had an idea once for crossing the Japanese Spider-Man over with one of the Sentai shows. So you could do it with practically any Sentai show. I was thinking Jew Ranger at the time. What you would do is just have Japanese Spider-Man just be like an old retired superhero, and then he has to come out of retirement to help the Jew Rangers fight, I don't know, a giant fucking spider or some shit. I don't know.
That'd be fun. Or even to do Tokusatsu Spider-Man crossing over with other Marvel characters. Do Tokusatsu Spider-Man versus the 70s Hulk. That'd be fun.
Do like a Tokusatsu MCU and just make Tokusatsu versions of all of them.
Oh my God, Tokusatsu, fucking Iron Man. Yeah, I mean that would be pretty easy.
I don't know why they have a Tokusatsu Captain America, but it exists. So. And Battle Fever Day is kind of already that anyway, though. So.
All right, guys, we've gone 3 hours. We've done well over the usual SOS determinable limit, and I think we're all getting a little bit tired. So I think it's about time to start wrapping things up. Besides, we've got some announcements that we have to make before we actually go. So
maybe I should do my Gamera versus Daimajin idea. Maybe I should turn that into a pitch video like I did with Hulk.
You should. You should definitely do more of those. So to that end, Dylan, is there anything you want to announce specifically for your channel or for the general public at large? I
would like to announce my candidacy for the president of the United States. If Trump can do it, so can I. That's my campaign speech. No, my plans are always super vague and not very well thought out. So no, if I make a thing, it'll be up there. That's all
David.
I've got no plans yet except to edit Andres' bullshit Godzilla 98 review.
Yep. It's all on him now. Everything is almost finished.
Well, to that end, Andres, I know you've got a couple things that you would like to announce, so let's get to them.
Okay, so you guys know I'm currently working on a giant robot comic book called Primal Warrior Draco Azul.
You're going to be selling that shit soon.
Hopefully, because we're getting right down to the wire here, and it takes a while for the printings to happen, and we're not even we're a little over the halfway point. But let's see if I can share this page. Can I? I'm not sure if anybody can see that link right there on the chat, but there it is right there.
This is in the private chat.
No. This is in the public chat.
Oh, okay.
How much you selling them things for, Andres? You got a price in mind?
I know it's very difficult, but I'm thinking maybe $5 a pop should be good enough.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
It's a very short comic, kind of low on low on story, a lot of emphasis on action. You know, it's kind of like a very easy, simple introduction to the world of Draco Azul and its cast of characters and its premise. Let's see. Also, I recently edited a giant monster comic by the name of Nagorayar, Kingdom of the Monsters. So in there, I was able to work on that comic book as an editor. For those who don't know, this was the comic made by a Thai artist by the name of Garayan. And so,
Ladyboy Bar.
Anyways, I offered my services to work on this comic to be an editor for the English version, which is at the moment the only version available right now. Let's see if I can find the link so I can share it. So it's on the K Productions website. And let's see, let me find it here. Oh, actually, I think I saved it as a... Oh, here we go. I saved it as a bookmark. Copy, and I'm going to paste it onto the chat right here. Oh, nope. Sent the same one again. Okay. Copy and paste. There we go. Nope. Oops. Remove any web address and try again. Let's see. Hard to do this.
I didn't even see the first link you sent, so I think we may be having a problem here.
Okay. Well, anyways,
but it'll be on the Sons of Serizawa Network homepage, of course. So
yeah,
that's where you always follow us for updates on all of our stuff. We always try to post everything on there.
Okay. And let's see. So, anyways, you can buy the Nagorayar Kingdom of the Monsters from the K Productions website. There's you need to make an account if you want to go on there. It's about roughly in US dollars, $15. And if you were to go to make an account to purchase the comic, there is a little bit of Thai there, but you can easily use Google Translate to figure out the login
and just
process.
Pray it's accurate.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah. So the very first comic I ever worked on has now been published in Thailand, and I have my own comic coming soon, hopefully for G-Fest, where you can find me at Denny Roth's booth, where he'll be selling his comic, Martial Star, as well as his art. In the meantime, you can check out upcoming videos in the near future. I have 2 Kaiju's Corner podcasts ready to go, as well as reviews for Avengers Infinity War and Rampage. And of course, I'm also working on the Godzilla 98 review that David needs to edit.
Andres, always keeping busy, always got content going, so be sure to follow him and follow all of us on the Sons of Serizawa Network homepage to keep track of us. So it's time for my announcements. I've been teasing this all night. So it has been a while since I have produced regular content for YouTube, in case it wasn't a big mystery.
Oh yeah,
job...
and like Braden said, Audio Synchronicity episode 9. Keep up with the monthly Audio Synchronicity stuff, and you will be in for a great time with Braden and I, which we host at the last weekend of every month.
You guys only do it once a month?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I forgot. I thought you guys did it more regularly. That's understandable. Nah. Anyway. I definitely can't criticize regularity because I have been in and out of YouTube for a while now. I wish I could produce more regular content. I really do. But I just have not had the energy, the time, or the motivation to do so for a long time. And it sucks, and I hate it. And David is laughing. So that helps a lot. But right now, my job in particular has been very, very stressful. Not only stressful, but there's just something going on there that is not good, and I need to address it. What?
It's haunted, isn't it?
Oh God, I wish it was that simple. Oh, that would be so great. Oh, that would be awesome.
He knows who to call in that situation.
Oh, that would be great. Then I could be like, hey, Ghostbusters, can I quit this job and then join you? Because that'd be awesome. No, I've been taking a lot more responsibilities at my job, and it's not going to work long term. So basically, I need to take a month to transition all the responsibilities that I have been doing for the past year over to new people, because then I'm going to be working part-time and doing something else on the side. But the thing that I do on the side will allow more time for me to do YouTube videos. So yay! I already have a plan for some stuff I want to do. I don't want to announce anything in particular except what we've already announced, though. So I'm going to be taking the month of June off. So it shouldn't affect the long-term plans that Dylan and I have for our Alien and Predator commentaries, because the Predator doesn't come out until September, right, D?
August, I think. It's one or the other.
No, I think they pushed it back to September, because I think August was the initial date.
Oh, did they? Wow.
Pretty sure. But Dylan and I will be working on that regardless.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. September 14th. Yeah.
So we'll be working on that regardless. So that'll still be happening, likely on exactly the same time schedule it was supposed to. As for the James Bond commentaries, which was our plan to fill the void of Bondapalooza, our hope is that probably won't be ready for a November release, which is what we would want to do, but that'll be ready for next year. We're going to do that. It might not be the month that Bond is usually known for, but we're going to definitely do that. And then in July, we will bring back the regularly scheduled Sons of Serizawa podcast and Demons from Outer Space. Dylan, I think the first thing that you and I will do will be a review of the Shada Doctor Who story, because we've been meaning to do that for the past 2 weeks and we just haven't had the chance. So we'll do that. We'll do some other exciting stuff. Sons of Serizawa podcast-wise, Andres, you threw out an idea earlier of going back to the old school SOS ways and just showing up and talking for 2 hours.
Shooting the shit.
Why don't we just do that for the first episode when we come back? We'll just do the old school deal.
Yes,
I would like that.
I think we should alternate doing that and doing the structured ones, because I have kind of missed the insanity.
We'll do it then. Yeah. Next time we come back, we will be doing a just whatever the fuck comes. Whatever the fuck comes up. That's what we're gonna talk about. And I mean, if you guys want to bring up anything in particular, sure thing. But otherwise, we're just gonna be fucking shooting the shit. So that'll be our plan. That'll be early July. We'll be back. So.
And I found the best question to end things on from GPN. Is this podcast better than Ghostbusters 2?
No.
Just as good, I would say. I would say we're just as good as Ghostbusters 2. And I think that is the perfect fucking way to break us down and the perfect way to end. Thank you so much to everyone for being here and sticking with us for this 3 hours. I know we started this mad early and we went on mad long. So I hope you guys
Also for sticking with us for nearly 4 years now.
I mean, going on 5 years now. Well, no, not yet. Not yet. We're getting there. Well, no, we started at the end of 2013. So
really?
It will be 5 years, actually. Yeah. So we will be celebrating our 5-year anniversary as well come August.
Why when I Googled Ghostbusters 2 cast, there's a picture of a black guy where Dan Aykroyd should be.
Very funny. You're a funny man, Dylan. But everyone, I think that's about all the drama and insanity that you can bear for tonight. So until we next meet in July, I am Bill Worster, a.k.a. Zazubaar.
I don't feel so good. I don't want to go.
You never want to be here to begin with, David.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But now he doesn't want to go, so it's this weird conflict.
I should have gone for the head.
And I have been Andres Perez, aka Kaiji Noir, and ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been for 100 episodes.
And the science is still somehow sound. Oh no, I didn't have the window open.